and all the things that they've learned.
So we're trying to like problem solve with like balloons over Broadway, and it's a fun story. Like I've been enjoying it, and it's just like super fun, and we all love it.
And then paint the other side of it. I painted a Christmas tree and I painted Merry Christmas and a lot of different things. It was really fun there because we got hot chocolate and some cookies and we were painting on the glass walls. I painted a small ornament and a gingerbread man. For fun, just to like decorate and stuff and get into the Christmas spirit. It was hard because like you had to like get around the stencil without it like moving and shifting and stuff. I like drawing and painting and sketching and stuff.
So our fourth graders,
it's community members, it's parents, it's students, it's staff, and so the parade kind of is a way to just
We're wanting to create a memory, which is very authentic right now, Thanksgiving. They know that it's a holiday. This parade goes on every year. So we wanted to kind of bring in the history of the parade, also the planning and invention of something, just thinking outside of the box and what materials do they need to create their balloons. We want them to have like a core memory celebration through the hallways and let other people see their hard work and all the things that they've learned.
So we're trying to like problem solve with like balloons over Broadway, and it's a fun story. Like I've been enjoying it, and it's just like super fun, and we all love it.
I'm making Wednesday Addams. Well, I couldn't think of any animal or anybody else. I just thought a Wednesday came up in my mind.
I'm making Elvis for my balloon. Found out who he is. I watch Full House. You probably don't know what it is, but a 90s show, and I love it. I watch it every morning.
We are working hard. We've been planning for a few days about what they want to do, what kind of balloon, what they want it to look like. Some of them chose to create something that we already had a template for, and then some decided they want to be really creative and adventurous, and they went and planned out their whole balloon all by themselves. Here is actually one right here that planned all by themselves, and so they had a planning map. They had to let us know like what colors they wanted, materials that they would need, and then they went in and just got construction paper and they just redid it. But so far, everything looks to be going well. We have baseball boys here to help us. We have balloon blowers and people to put the balloons on sticks, so that's really helpful. So multiple hands, but we're making it work.
The book is just phenomenal, and I love all the balloons that's in it, and the Macy Thanksgiving Parade is coming up soon. I love that, but I wish there was like more balloons when it's done, and it's just so crazy. I love everything.
It's community members, it's parents, it's students, it's staff, and so the parade kind of is a way to just bring all of those pieces together.
That community piece is huge, just everybody getting involved, the fire department, the police department, we have the street sweeper, all of those people coming and joining. It's great for the kids to see, but the best part too is the kids thanking them back.
Yes.
So each grade level is assigned a group to write a thank you note to and make a poster, and that's great to see too.
I mean, I thought it was really fun. We got to see all the football players. I thought it was just a lot of fun.
I really liked it. It was super fun. I got a few signatures, so that was always fun. I got Adam McKnight's, Amelia White, Dylan Roberta's, I think that's
Dylan Ribeiro.
And then I got a tennis player, but it was all fun.
Some people just outsmarted the system because me and crew never thought of that.
Yeah.
I noticed a lot of them because number 8, he plays basketball, and then Cantwell does, so.
I think it's such a neat experience for our kids here at the elementary to be able to see those high school groups come through, and they look up to them so much, and it just gives them something to work for, something to be motivated about, and look forward to for their future, but in a way that also celebrates those high school students in the moment that they're in too. So.
Right, we're celebrating our football team this year. And yes, that's right, that's right.
Indianapolis trip too, so some big things happening.
Yes,
I really like the dare car, and it's always super fun. My brother got to do dare, and that was, it looked like he had fun, so I'm excited.
I know we're going to be doing that next year, so it was fun seeing them drive by and all the police and firefighters.
The community piece and just knowing that everybody out there is there to support them, and that's what makes them feel even more safe. So.
And just the celebration of even just the little things, like when you're out there and the kids are waving, and every group that's going by, you hear different kids yelling out, oh, there's the cheerleaders, oh, there's the football, oh, there's the band, oh, there's the ag, like all the different things. Santa, Grinch, you know, celebrating in those little moments.
Definitely not every day I see a bunch of teachers dressed up in a turkey costume. Not an everyday thing.
I mean, I used to look forward to Friday because, you know, the school weekends, but now I look forward to it because I get to commentate football games. It's really fun and just enjoy doing it, and the close games are more fun to do by a long shot.
So this is our 4th official year as a class, 5th year with students running it. First year was a club, kind of getting off the ground. Last year we had, I think, about 160 live streams that we did, whether it was home or away, full broadcast, or just a single camera with a kid on the road. We had 175,000 viewers last year, so just a crazy, crazy number. I would expect that number to grow this year based on what football's been doing so far. We don't even get to count all the people that are Big Whiskeys and 14 mil, and that counts as one viewer for us.
This is my 3rd year. Freshman year, my friend was in the class. He knew I wanted to be part of it, but I wasn't in the class yet. And we had district championship for baseball, and he's like, hey, do you want to call this game? And I was like, sure. Came along with the baseball team. My first game ever doing it, district championship. It was so fun. I just kind of fell in love and joined the class that next year, and here I am. It's just kind of an adrenaline rush. The crowd, I feed off everyone's energy, and whenever you got a great partner like Brady and a great crew like Dalton as our director, Burns doing a great job producing, there's just so many great people around you. You feel comfortable, and you're not scared for anything.
So for football, I am the director, so that means I change the cameras, I tell everybody what they're supposed to be doing, where they go, I prepare like the schedule for the production. It's like Burns, and then there's me. Last year actually, it's like a bit of a learning curve because my first year doing it, but yeah, I think I've gotten it down pretty good.
For Nixa Live, I am the graphics operator. I put graphics up on our YouTube live streams. I pay attention to the game. If a player makes a play, I try to put their number in and get them up on the screen as quick as possible to highlight what they did in the game.
At the volleyball game, Nixa vs. Republic, I was running the camera. I've really done most of the things. I did graphics in the NIT a lot, I did replay. I know how to do it all, but not well maybe at all, but I know how to run it basically, and commentating is what I like doing the most. I started last year commentating basketball. I did a JV boys game and then a varsity girls game, and then Mr. Burns let me do the varsity girls games for district. I'm glad he gave me the opportunity to do it. I just love sports. I enjoy all of them, really anything. If it's on the TV, I'll watch it, so that's what got me interested.
Our school board, our administration, our principals here at the high school, our AD, I mean, he's been a tremendous supporter for us, trying to get us whatever we need. If something breaks, he's there to help get it fixed for us. They're a tremendous support. They're in our classroom, they're there at the games watching what we're doing. I put them on headset from time to time so they can kind of see what we're all about. So yeah, they've been great. The community's been wonderful. Everyone has been super supportive, and the product we have to show for it. The community helped make it possible, and now we get to give back to them. So it's been wonderful.
Anytime we have our families more involved, it just builds that foundation. The students see that the importance, not just here at school, but it's also being important at home as well. And so it just promotes that education is important. And we're not only focused on education at school, but also at home. Trying to get kids engaged in different types of reading. So a lot of times they'll get stuck, and then they are like, well, I don't necessarily like to read, but it's all about just finding the right niche for them. in this position, like that's what my sole focus is.
Like Diary of a Wimpy Kid books, I like those. Tangled Up in Luck. Sloan and Amelia are like, they like meet up in like the middle for like a school project about the Hall Jewels, and then they have to like work together to find clues about it.
I liked the Mark Twain books. I like some of those, yeah.
Yeah, I like reading.
It's not my favorite, but like lately I've been getting into it because of the passports and like the quarter book.
I do love reading. It's like one of my favorite things to do. Whenever I'm bored and I have absolutely nothing to do, I just lay down on my bed with the book I got from the library and then I just read it. I try to read a bunch of different series, but normally I go with the Twisted Fairy Tales because I don't know why, I just really love them.
And here I tell them one of the things I love about being in the library is I don't have to limit them. So they can pick, like this is their free choice reading time. So you can read whatever you want, which is hopefully more motivating and getting them more engaged in wanting to read, which reading on level is important, but to build that love of reading, like we want them to find things that they want to read and be able to choose their own. When Dr. Kelly was talking to me about our building goal this year being increasing literacy and that family connection, we just kind of blossomed with some different things that we're implementing and seeing how they go.
My parents sometimes will be like, okay, it's almost dinner time, but you have nothing to do and you're being crazy, so sit down on the couch and read a book. And not just like a picture book that you just flip through again and again. You have to read a real chapter book.
So far, I mean, the kids have been super engaged, and I do feel like I have more students involved in independent reading this year than I did last year, and so that was the whole goal. So I feel like we're, you know, what we're doing is working, so that's great.
I mean, I used to look forward to Friday because, you know, the school weekends, but now I look forward to it because I get to commentate football games. It's really fun and just enjoy doing it, and the close games are more fun to do by a long shot.
So this is our 4th official year as a class, 5th year with students running it. First year was a club, kind of getting off the ground. Last year we had, I think, about 160 live streams that we did, whether it was home or away, full broadcast or just a single camera with a kid on the road. We had 100.
So in City Hall, I
used to look forward to Friday because, you know, the school weekends, but now I look forward to it because I get to commentate football games. I mean, I used to look forward to Friday because, you know, the school weekends, but now I look forward to it because I get to commentate football games. It's really fun and just enjoy doing it, and the close games are more fun to do by a long shot.
So this is our 4th official year as a class, 5th year with students running it. First year was a club, kind of getting off the ground. Last year we had, I think, about 160 live streams that we did, whether it was home or away, full broadcast or just a single camera with a kid on the road. We had 175,000 viewers last year, so just a crazy, crazy number. I would expect that number to grow this year based on what football's been doing so far. We don't even get to count all the people that are Big Whiskeys and 14 mil, and that counts as one viewer for us.
This is my 3rd year. Freshman year, my friend was in the class. He knew I wanted to be part of it, but I wasn't in the class yet. And we had district championship for baseball, and he's like, hey, do you want to call this game? And I was like, sure. Came along with the baseball team. My first game ever doing it, district championship. It was so fun. I just kind of fell in love and joined the class that next year, and here I am. It's just kind of an adrenaline rush. The crowd, I feed off everyone's energy, and whenever you got a great partner like Brady and a great crew like Dalton as our director, Burns doing a great job producing, there's just so many great people around you. You feel comfortable and you're not scared for anything.
So for football, I am the director. So that means I change the cameras, I tell everybody what they're supposed to be doing, where they go, I prepare like the schedule for the production. It's like Burns and then there's me. Last year actually, it's like a bit of a learning curve because my first year doing it, but yeah, I think I've gotten it down pretty good.
For Nixa Live, I am the graphics operator. I put graphics up on our YouTube live streams. I pay attention to the game. If a player makes a play, I try to put their number in and get them up on the screen as quick as possible to highlight what they did in the game.
At the volleyball game, Nixa vs. Republic, I was running the camera. I've really done most of the things. I did graphics in the NIT LIVE, I did replay. I know how to do it all, but not well maybe at all, but I know how to run it basically, and commentating is what I like doing the most. I started last year commentating basketball. I did a JV boys game and then a varsity girls game, and then Mr. Burns let me do the varsity girls games for district. I'm glad he gave me the opportunity to do it. I just love sports. I enjoy all of them, really anything. If it's on the TV, I'll watch it, so that's what got me interested.
Our school board, our administration, our principals here at the high school, our AD, I mean, he's been a tremendous supporter for us, trying to get us whatever we need. If something breaks, he's there to help get it fixed for us. They're a tremendous support. They're in our classroom, they're there at the games watching what we're doing. I put them on headset from time to time so they can kind of see what we're all about. So yeah, they've been great. The community's been wonderful. Everyone has been super supportive, and the product we have to show for it. The community's helped make it possible, and now we get to give back to them. So it's been wonderful.
So in City Hall, I painted a big Christmas tree. And it was kind of challenging because I had to hold it up and try painting it, and then without it moving around, I had to change hands and then paint the other side of it. I painted a Christmas tree and I painted Merry Christmas and a lot of different things.
It was really fun there because we got hot chocolate and some cookies and we were painting on the glass walls. I painted a small ornament and a gingerbread man. For fun, just to like decorate and stuff and get into the Christmas spirit. It was hard because like you had to like get around the stencil without it like moving and shifting and stuff. I like drawing and painting and sketching and stuff.
So our fourth graders are on leadership team. I have 15 kids that I work with every week. They have good character. They show our portrait of an eagle traits, and were nominated by their teachers to be on leadership at SB. And we were invited to paint the windows of City Hall, so those residents of Nixa that come in get to see our kids' artwork.
Yeah, it's really fun because we get to help clean up the grounds at school, and we help teachers not have recycling bins that overflow.
We really focus on not only good character, but ways we could serve our community at school and also in Nixa through our Santa's Toy Drive. This year we sponsored with local businesses and other schools.
These are toys for the Santa's Toy Drive. We kids bring in toys, new unwrapped toys, and we give them to people in need all around Christian County because it can make other people happy.
We're wanting to create a memory, which is very authentic right now, Thanksgiving. They know that it's a holiday. This parade goes on every year. So we wanted to kind of bring in the history of the parade, also the planning and invention of something, just thinking outside of the box and what materials do they need to create their balloons. We want them to have like a core memory celebration through the hallways and let other people see their hard work and all the things that they've learned.
So we're trying to like problem solve with like balloons over Broadway, and it's a fun story. Like I've been enjoying it, and it's just like super fun, and we all love it.
I'm making Wednesday Addams. Well, I couldn't think of any animal or anybody else. I just thought of Wednesday came up in my mind.
I'm making Elvis for my balloon. Found out who he is. I watch Full House. You probably don't know what it is, but a 90s show, and I love it. I watch it every morning.
We are working hard. We've been planning for a few days about what they want to do, what kind of balloon, what they want it to look like. Some of them chose to create something that we already had a template for, and then some decided they want to be really creative and adventurous, and they went and planned out their whole balloon all by themselves. Here is actually one right here that planned all by themselves, and so they had a planning map. They had to let us know like what colors they wanted, materials that they would need, and then they went in and just got construction paper and they just redid it. But so far, everything looks to be going well. We have baseball boys here to help us. We have balloon blowers and people to put the balloons on sticks, so that's really helpful. So multiple hands, but we're making it work.
The book is just phenomenal, and I love all the balloons that's in it, and the Macy Thanksgiving Parade is coming up soon. I love that, but I wish there was like more balloons when it's done, and it's just so crazy. I love everything.
So in City Hall, I painted a big Christmas tree. And it was kind of challenging because I had to hold it up and try painting it, and then without it moving around, I had to change hands and then paint the other side of it. I painted a Christmas tree, and I painted Merry Christmas and a lot of different things.
It was really fun there because we got hot chocolate and some cookies, and we were painting on the glass walls. I painted a small ornament and a gingerbread man. For fun, just to like decorate and stuff and get into the Christmas spirit. It was hard because like you had to like get around the stencil without it like moving and shifting and stuff. I like drawing and painting and sketching and stuff.
So our 4th graders are on leadership team. I have 15 kids that I work with every week. They have good character, they show our portrait of an eagle traits, and were nominated by their teachers to be on leadership at SB. And we were invited to paint the windows of City Hall, so those residents of Nixa that come in get to see our kids' artwork.
Yeah, it's really fun because we get to help clean up the grounds at school, and we help teachers not have recycling bins that overflow.
We really focus on not only good character, but ways we could serve our community at school and also in Nixa through our Santa's Toy Drive. This year we sponsored with local businesses and other schools.
These are toys for the Santa's Toy Drive. We kids bring in toys, new unwrapped toys, and we give them to people in need all around Christian County because it can make other people happy.
State championship, the Smet Jesuit Spartans taking on Nixa. Nixa comes in this game 13-0, the Smet 11-2, and this game is going to be a battle of both sides of the ball, but it's going to be a battle of defenses, I think, in my opinion. It's going to come down to who can get the most stops.
Yeah, obviously, the Smet Jesuit, they have top D-tackle DN in the country, Titan, and he obviously 30 FBS offers D1. I think he's going to be wreaking havoc. Hopefully we see him go against Cantwell because that'll be the battle of the 5 stars, D1 offers. I think it'll be a great matchup all game. They'll move Titan around, I'm guessing. Did not have Cantwell all day and try to eat up on Mays or anyone else there, but that matchup is going to be the one to look at, and I think it's going to be won or lost in the trenches for sure. Nixa, one of the best O-lines in the state, if not the best, going against one of, if not the best, defensive line. So I think that's really where the winning is going to come from today.
First state title appearance since 2014 from the Nixa Eagles. John Perry took over this job 5 years ago, and since then 51-9 at the helm for the Nixa Eagles, and has led them to their first state title game in 10 years, like I mentioned. And for the Smet, other way around, man. They know how to win football games. They know how to make it to this game. This is their first appearance since 2020, but they have won 3 straight district titles. They're 11-2 with John Merritt at the helm, and they've had a lot of coaching changes because once you're coaching a team like the Smet, you get offers from all over the place, and you move on to bigger levels after that.
Yeah, and all these coaches come in, they're so successful because we were talking to them. They preach excellence there. In almost every sport they have state titles, state appearances. I think they was talking baseball won it recently. Cross country's good. Hockey won it recently or something like that. It was insane how good they are, and it's just like that in football. Like you said, 3 straight district championships, and they're preaching it today right here. They're trying to get it done against Nixa. They obviously have the shorter drive here, and I think Nixa has the bigger crowd, but they're going to shy down. They're not going to let them get in their way. They're not going to let it get in their heads.
100%. Like I mentioned, the Smet has 2 losses on the season, 38-14 to CBC and 28-3 to Cardinal Ritter. Being held to 3 points is kind of hard to do against the Smet team, so Cardinal Ritter did a great job with that defense. But we talked to Coach Merritt earlier this week, and I asked him about those 2 losses. He says, I want one thing for my team. I tell him every week that every team peaks at one point in the season, and I'd rather you peak at the state championship game than peak in week 5 where you beat a team that maybe have 3 wins by 40. I mean, I'd rather you peak at the most important time of the season, and they seem to be peaking right now in the playoffs and playing well.
Yeah, and like you said, just peaking whenever in the right time. There's games during the season, they call it trap game, you can lose, but really this is where they need to win, and John Perry preaches that all season for his Nixa team as well. You get to the playoffs, that's whenever you need to go 5-0 in the playoffs, and that's really where their season starts. We heard it in the press conference. Other teams think the same thing. Lamar, they said they cut up the season 3 ways. The regular season, which they don't really care about, but they care about the last 2, which is districts and obviously state. So, yeah, just preaching that mentality to your team, telling them that this is where you need to play. throw everything out. This is the game. This is where you need to be your best, and this is where they need to peak.
Leader for the DeSmet offense is Dylan Duff, number 7 quarterback. He's committed to Kansas State. The future Wildcat has 25 touchdowns and 6 interceptions in the air, and on the ground, 72 carries, 596 yards, and 8 touchdowns. So 2 very similar quarterbacks. Both can air it out, but they also love to use their legs. Jaden McCaster is their running back, number 1, 184 carries, 1,321 yards, and 14 touchdowns. Something we haven't really seen this year is he's also a receiving running back as well. He loves to get the ball in his hands in the air as well. 29 receptions, 413 yards, and 6 touchdowns for him.
Yeah, I'm looking at him just, like you said, dual threats, and it's something that Nixa has to look for. They usually, the running backs they go against in the COC, like Glendenning, one of the good ones, they're just smash-mouth football right up the middle. But now they got to account for the pass as well with McCaster, and that's going to affect their linebackers, how they attack the plays, screen passes, how their D-line affects them, just everyone. They got to be ready for that pass game, and I'm ready to see how they defend against it.
100% DeSmet is down by 20 in their turnover ratio. They have turned the ball over 20 more times than their opponents. 29-9 is that ratio. And that's just something you can't do against Nixa. If you turn the ball over to them, they will take advantage of your mistakes and make you pay. So it's going to be eventful to see what happens here as Nixa's starting to take the field. DeSmet's on their side of the field. We're about 10 minutes away from game time, and this game is going to be an absolute great game. It's going to be an insane game, going to be one that you wish you were at. But if you're at home, staying warm, you're being smart too there because it's really cold out there. We're warm up here, but
cold.
We were watching the Fairgrove and Lamar game on the field, and I could not feel my toes. That's the craziest part. And it's in this weather. As the Smet is a very pass-heavy team, it's hard to pass in this weather. Your hands get cold. Yeah. Whenever you try to catch a ball, it hurts really bad, so the pain might make you drop the ball. But Fairgrove did a really great job passing the ball and slinging the pigskin around. So I'm interested to see how the Smet does this week.
Yeah, and the cold on Nix's side, they're not fond of passing the ball. Last game, I think they only had 3 passes. One was an Adam McKnight touchdown, and then 2 other ones, which they were robbed of a touchdown to Kevon Flint. But anyway, they're still going to keep their scheme up with Dylan Ribera, get him the ball, and run up the middle. But especially with that Wildcat, everyone knows what's coming whenever Adam moves to the side and Ribera comes back behind. But if they get stopped, they got to find a way to pass this ball because we didn't see it last week a lot. At least some at North we saw it a tad bit. But I think tonight, this is going to be their best defensive line they played all year, obviously. That's best defense, maybe aside from Lee Summit North. And they got to find a way to pass the ball if their run gets stopped.
Yeah, DeSmet, we talked about their defensive line. The man all know, Titan Davis, he has 9 sacks, and they have another Quincy Bias on the other side of the defensive end, 19 sacks, and which is going to be hard to cover. But the only thing that is hard for them is they are a really good pass rushing defensive line, but when it comes to that interior of the defensive line, that's where they start to struggle, and the run game is going to have to be stopped if they want to win this game against the Nixa Eagles.
Yeah, which is good for Nixa because on the edges they have Jackson Cantwell and Hayden Mays, but yeah, Hunter Jensen, Oakley White, Jacob Lyle, they got to step up tonight and get some big blocks for McKnight and Ribera so they can keep their legs moving. And you said that I'm blinking. Yeah, DeSmet, they like to run the ball out with their quarterback. Adam McKnight, he ran the ball a lot last game with his legs, and I liked what I was seeing because he just kept moving, his aggressiveness, his toughness. He wanted to win, you could tell, and he just kept moving. I want to see something like that from him tonight. I want to see him get more carries on the ground, more read option because it worked well the past 2 games.
Season high, 111 yards on the ground for Adam McKnight last week. I think he had no touchdowns, but he had 2 touchdowns the week prior at Lee Summit North, which was a big shift turner in those games as he was the person that they trusted to go to the end zone and dive for the pylon a couple of times. DeSmet comes to this game averaging 34.7 points per game. They're allowing an average of 14.9. And Nixa having the best record in Nixa football history, 44.8 points per game. That's the highest in Nixa football history. And allowing 13.2 points per game. That's the lowest since 2013. This team is just all around great. They're facing some great competition now. They're starting to get the feel of it. We talked to just throughout the whole season in the COC, well, just on social media, all you see is Nixa can't compete with KC teams. Nixa can't compete after districts. And this year they proved those people wrong. And now I think that last year that game against Rockhurst was really telling for them. Got to learn a lot. Knows how to be in that situation in those games. I think the high-stake game jitters has gone away for this team as they know what they got to do and take care of business every day in and out.
Yeah, and they've, like you said, they've beaten those teams, those Lee Summit Norths and Kirkwood last week. But looking at DeSmet, I mean, they played CBC Christian Brothers. They lost by 14 points, and then Kirkwood obviously beat CBC. So seeing how much Nixa dominated CBC, or Kirkwood, and Kirkwood beat CBC, going by that, then this should be an easy game for Nixa, but
definitely some things to worry about, though.
Yeah.
If they find a way to stop the run, that's where you got to get the passing game involved. Kevon Flint, 31 receptions on the year, 677 yards, 8 touchdowns. Probably should have 9, but we won't get into that one. Wyatt Vincent, 25 receptions, 632 yards, and he has 9 touchdowns on the year. He is 2 touchdowns away from tying Caleb Combs for the most receiving touchdowns in Nixa football history. So he's looking to etch his name in history here. But in this cold weather and on a team like this that Nixa has, where they'll run the ball as much as they do, it's going to be harder to get to. We have yet to see them open up with the pass play. Only one time this season they did that. That was in Waynesville, where they opened up with a touchdown pass to Wyatt Vincent. Offensive line, Jackson Cantwell just won the Gatorade Missouri Player of the Year for football, and he's now in the running for the National. He's in the top 3. He's with an Auburn commit and an Alabama commit. One of them goes to Duncanville in Texas. The other one, I don't know where the other one is, but having an offensive lineman, a player of the game, means you're doing a player of the year, means you're doing something right, especially nationally. 153 pancake blocks for Jackson Cantwell this year.
Yeah, and his co-stars are helping him. Dylan Rivera, obviously, the yards show how good he's doing, and the offensive line, they just complement each other so well. You get one block up here, the hole, and then you get another one on a pull blocker maybe, and they just all help each other so well and complement each other. The offense and defense complement each other so well. Some big teams, good teams, they don't do that, but Nixa, their offense and defense complement each other so well. Like you said, the defense gets a turnover, the offense will go down and score. The offense scores, the defense will come up big. So that's big for elite teams. Elite teams do that, and Nixa's an elite team.
You talk about the defense coming up big. We'll talk about Randy Flint and that ending it into that first half for Kirkwood. He had been getting beat all game, was probably in his head a little bit. I talked to him. He said he was beating himself up until finally he had a ball tipped right to him, and he took it to the house. That's his second pick 6 of the year. He leads the team in interceptions, and this is what we talk about when the defense comes up big. I mean, forcing a fumble on Lee Summit North on one of their second drives, and then going down to score. That was a big moment for them. And then you also have Parker Mann, 163 total tackles. He also has 4 tackles for loss and 2 interceptions.
163, that's insane. But yeah, Randy Flint, like you said, he was in his head. McCoy Sullivan, I bet he was in his head. He was getting messed up that game, but they came up big, and they're going to be facing big wide receivers tonight as well. Like you said, passing team like Kirkwood, so they faced one like it already. It's nothing they haven't seen. But this secondary is going to have to come up big because they were getting beat and kind of just ran all over last game at the start by Eberhardt and Robinson. But it'll be up to them to see how this game goes against this passing offense.
We're going to go down to the field for starting lineups and the announcements of both teams. Hello everyone and welcome to Faroe Field at Memorial Stadium here in Columbia, Missouri, as the Nixa Eagles take on the Smet Trojans in a game that will not disappoint, but this time there's a trophy on the line between these two teams as Nixa is trying to get their first state title in program history. And I said Trojans, actually the Spartans.
It's all right.
Nixa will receive first. As the clock winds down to 37 seconds here. What are you saying, Brady?
And Nixa's been waiting all year for this game. I thought they were going to go after the fourth week, after seeing how dominant they were. I thought they had a shot to go, and here they are. Coach Perry, he's been waiting for this. The seniors, the captains were Parker Mann, McCoy Sullivan, Kevon Flint, and others. The seniors have been here for 4 years, and this is all they've been waiting for. And here they have a chance to take home the trophy, and I know they want it more than ever.
Coach Perry took over this program 5 years ago. 51-9 is his head coaching record here at Nixa, and now he has led them to their first state title in over 10 years. 10 years on the dot. Not by day, but like years. It is 35 degrees here in Columbia, Missouri. The Class 6 state championship starts now. Here's the kick right up the middle. Catching it is Ribera. Has a wall of blockers. He'll be down at the 29, and that's where Adam McKnight will start off with the Nixa offense.
And McKnight, I assume this first drive, obviously it's scripted. I'm assuming maybe only running plays. Don't get anything. I think they're going to be conservative. Just try to drive the ball down the field like they've done well all year. Don't put McKnight in any danger of making a stupid mistake to mess them up.
Two tight ends set to start this one. Vincent and Flint are the only receivers on the field. Ball on the 29-yard line. McKnight waiting for the snap. Two tight ends motion. Snap. Handoff. Big hole opens up. Dylan Burr almost breaks away, and he's dragged down at the 45-yard line. A big game to start this one, and if that's how this game is going to go, Smet's in trouble.
That's a great way to start the game. You said it. Great blocks up front from Lyle, and Oakley opened it up right down the middle, and he just got to the second level, broke a tackle, took it all the way to the 44-yard line. That's a great way to start for Nixa. Get the momentum on their side. The crowd, feeding off the crowd, obviously.
Wildcat for Ribera. Left side. Outside, hole opens up. Blocks one defender away, and he continues to move as he's forced down at the 48.
And there's the play I was talking about where McKnight kind of just crouches left a bit, and then it's a Wildcat to Ribera. If DeSmet can figure that one out, then Nix's playbook is going to get a whole lot bigger, because right there, that's kind of their bread and butter, and I need to keep it rolling.
2nd and 5. The Knicks offense here, nearing the 50-yard mark. Meltebarger will motion. Here's the snap. McKnight will keep it, rolling out left, read option. Mix one defender miss. Big hit, but he'll move the chains or get close to, as it'll be 3rd and 1 or first down.
Yeah, and a ginormous hit, like you said, coming in.
And they'll give Nixa the first down, and they'll be down at the 46-yard line of De Smet.
Yeah, but a big hit to set the tone on McKnight, show that they're not afraid to light them up. They're here to play.
Flint and Vincent to the right of McKnight. Only 2 receivers on the field. 2 tight ends still. 10 remaining in this first quarter. Snap. Handoff for Burra. Up the middle. Bounces off a defender. Gets a couple extra. He'll get 4. 2nd and 6 down at the Smet 42-yard line.
Yeah, and they're coming in with Bryant Poole, the linebacker. It's kind of the first one I saw get in there to stop Burra and give Nixa the 2nd and 6. But right now, Nixa's pretty efficient on the carries. They had the big one to start with. McKnight got the first down. And there's another 4-yard one. If they can keep this up, they can just drive on down this field. De Smet's D-line needs to get better.
9:38 game clock still running. Meltebargul motion. Snap, McKnight. Handoff for Burra. Had the hole, but it closed quickly. He'll get about 1 yard short of the line to gain. It'll be 3rd and 1 at the De Smet 37.
Yeah, and first downs coming into this game. Nixa's got 235 of them compared to their opponent's 172, so they're pretty fond of converting on them whenever they get them. Their percentage is pretty well, and they're going to need a big one right here to keep this first drive alive.
So it'll be 3rd and 2. Ball on the 38 of De Smet. Already about 3 minutes passed in this first quarter. Snap, 3 tight ends set. McKnight will keep it, and it looks like he'll be short. Big 3rd down stand. And these 2 refs have pretty different spots here, so they're going to have to meet up. It'll be 4th down.
And that was big for this interior line from De Smet. We said in the pregame show the outside is pretty strong, but once you get in there in the interior, it kind of weakens down. But they just destroy Nix's up front and then get in there on McKnight, and he's not able to go anywhere. Maybe lose yardage.
They lost a yard. It'll be 4th and 3, and they're going to go for it. Keep the offense on the field. Big moment in this first quarter. Snap. Handoff. Did he reach for it? He did. First down, Eagles. Dylan Ribera was stopped, hit a brick wall, but he ran his way through and dove for it. First down for Nixa.
And that's just Dylan Ribera's toughness right there. That was all effort. He was stopped by what looked like 3 people, and he just keeps fighting for the first down. Just all effort from Dylan Ribera there. And that's huge for Nixa to keep this drive going, because if they don't get that, De Smet and their high-powered offense just gets the ball right back with nothing on the board.
Snap to McKnight. Ribera up the middle. He'll get about 3, and this is where we see the run game start to close for Nixa, as De Smet's been pretty good with it.
Yeah, and this is where I think Coach Baldwin needs to open up the playbook a little bit. Get McKnight's arm loose and try to find his receivers out in open space. You said White Vincent's close to the touchdown record for Nixa. Maybe get him open because McKnight likes to throw to him. Just something to keep the De Smet defense guessing, because right now it just looks like they're loading the box and looking for Ribera.
2nd and 8. Wildcat Ribera. Left side, hole opens, but it's closed rather quickly as Jackson Cantwell is bullying a defensive lineman. We're looking at about 3rd and a long 4. Ball into Smet's 30-yard line. Third down and 4. 3 receivers. Trips out right. Try to get him to jump, but they don't. McKnight will go under center, give the audible call to his offensive line. Pistol formation. Wildcat right side this time. Hole opens up, drag down, and it looks like by the spot they'll give it to him. And I believe they will. First down for the Nixa Eagles. Oh, it's close actually. He's spotted right at the line to gain, and they'll move the chains. First down, Nixa.
And just the perfect distance for Nixa there. They just give it to the right-hand man, Ribera, and they're averaging 4.5 yards per play, so just needed 4, and they picked it up what they were averaging. But it looks like the Smet's starting to get a hold of what they're trying to do.
I think McKnight kept it that time. He's wrestled down after a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 at the Smet's 21-yard line. Nixa showed out tonight as I would say to see a red on that side, but it's all a sea of black as the student section team was blackout, and I think everyone's wearing their puffer coats and stuff today. To Smet, they have some people here, but definitely not anything close to Nixa, as Nixa did travel their band as well.
And the blackout, I mean, I would have been happy about that because let me tell you, when I was on that field, I was freezing up.
Dylan Rivera has a hole, and oh my goodness, nothing but green turf in front of him, and the Eagles strike first. Touchdown, Dylan Rivera. His 47th of the year. Fight song blaring, and Nixa's on top first.
And that's just all Dylan Rivera's vision. He ran right into the defensive line, and it looked like he was stopped, but he just stays patient, bounces it back outside, goes down the sideline, puts Nixa on the board first, 6-0, 7 if they make the extra point, and that's what you want to do if you're Nixa in this situation. Get started off quickly. Lee Summit North, the game that was their closest one this year, they couldn't get it started the way they wanted to, and now first touchdown will get them rolling.
Extra point is good. I'll make the score 7-0. Wow. What a first drive for Nixa Eagles. 12 plays, 70 yards, 6:57 time of possession. Wow, and their only play more than 10 yards was the 21-yard scoring play at the end.
All 70 yards coming on the ground. Picked up first downs pretty efficiently. 5 out of 7 times they could, they did.
I'm getting goosebumps watching this right now as everyone is right next to the band. Nixa hasn't seen this in 10 years, and it's never felt better for sure. So Rob Richardson and the Nixa defense will get a chance to take the field now, as the Smets offense will have a chance to even the score up.
And on that offensive drive, Titan Davis looked pretty contained there. I didn't see him get any really big tackles or pressures on Rivera in his running. So good job from the offensive line right now, winning that battle up front so far.
Jonah Fields back to kick for Nixa.
We had a delay there because the ball went into the stands and no one was able to retrieve it, so they're just now kicking it off.
Jonah Fields kicks it all the way down to the 11. DeSmet running left. Has a wall of blockers, and oh my goodness, there's a lot of green turf there. Dragged down at their own 42, and that is a heck of a return to start this offensive off for DeSmet.
Yeah, that's the freshman running back, Cam Sharp, coming up big on the first return for his team. I was watching just the sea open right in front of him, just parting the Red Sea of jerseys, and he runs right through, gets, like you said, all the way up to the 40, and it's great field position for this offense.
3 receivers will start on the field for DeSmet. Duff looking right, first pass play, rolling out as he has no one to throw to, trying to get away, getting chased down by Sea Eagles, and he'll get away and get 5. 2nd and 5, but great coverage from that Nixa secondary to start this game.
Yeah, and obviously he gets the 5 yards, but like you said, the secondary, I'm taking that as a win. They wanted to pass it downfield, and they didn't let anything up. Great coverage from the cornerbacks and linebackers, so they forced him outside. But you'd like to see Grimm or Kelly or someone get him down there before he can get 5.
Ball on Nixa's, the Smets 49-yard line, 2nd and 4. Jet sweep to the left side. Parker Mann tried to make the tackle but couldn't get it. He'll be about 1 yard short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1, and DeSmet will face their first down of the day. First third down of the day. Reed Wilson credited with that first tackle of the game against Dylan Duff. Third and 1. Duff. Handoff McCaster. Behind from is Parker Mann, but he got just enough there as Parker Mann came on the safety blitz and dragged him down, but just a little too late. First down for the Spartans.
And a good effort from Parker Mann to come off the edge, just diving for the toes, but all they needed was half a yard, and assuming that they're in the state championship, I thought they could pick it up.
First and 10. Duff stepping back in the pocket. Has a man on the check down, about 4. Making the catch is number 15, Wyatt Stoltz.
Yeah, and Stoltz just sat down on the right side of the zone. We're right in front of Reed Wilson and the other linebacker, and just soft spot, no one there. Easy check down for Duff.
Empty set again for Duff, hitting the screen pass. Gets his man, and he's down at the 30, and that will move the chains again for DeSmet.
Yeah, and there's McCaster. We talked about the passing game that Nixa needs to be aware for, and there he moves the chains for DeSmet, and looked unaccounted for on the left side until Flint got to him.
First and 10. Trips out right for Duff. McCaster on the wheel route. Has a man on the deep ball. Wide open, overthrows him. He had Reed Wilson beat, but overthrown by Dylan Duff, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Nathan Hatcher was wide open. Just a good concept from the offensive coordinator and the head coach. Just the wheel route with all the confusion, and you get a linebacker on one of your wide receivers. It's just easy for him to get open, but right there just overthrows him a bit, and tough break for the Eagles.
2nd and 10. Motion in the backfield, fakes a jet sweep. It'll be a handoff. McCaster spin moves man and makes a miss. He's going to be dragged down at about the 5-yard line. That was an extraordinary move from Jaden McCaster for the Spartans.
Yeah, and I saw man was going to blitz off the hard count and saw him jump a bit, so I knew he was coming in. And then I thought they were throwing a screen pass or a bubble out to the right side, but they handed it off to McCaster, and he spins off man. I'm assuming he saw him ready to blitz, so he was ready for it and made a good move, and now they're in the red zone.
Quad out for the Spartans. 1st and goal at the 5. Screen pass is wrapped up immediately by a flock of Eagles, but on the tackle was number 91, Caden Kelly. On the reception for the Trojans was number 10, Nathan Hatcher. The team's leading receiver, 46 receptions, 857 yards for him on the year. He has 9 touchdowns. 2nd and 4. Hurry up offense. Duff rolling right, looking for a man. Has one open and hits him for the touchdown. And the Trojans are an extra point away from tying this one up in the Class 6 state final.
Yeah, and that was a great awareness from Duff. The pocket was kind of collapsing. He stepped up, rolled right, and while getting hit, made a beautiful throw to the right side and hauled it in for the touchdown. The Spartans are now 1 extra point away from tying it up with the Eagles, and there's another great drive that they've traded now. Points scored.
Extra point is good, barely, and that will tie it up. So Nixa and DeSmet throw punches, but it looked a little bit easier for DeSmet than it did for Nixa on their offensive drives.
Yeah, just the Spartans just looked more in command, in my opinion, with their play calls. They weren't afraid to pass it, and they got the running game involved, and they were kind of just having their way with Nixa. Nixa's offense was getting stopped. They even had to go for it on 4th down, but I think DeSmet faced only 1 3rd down, just drove the ball down the field and all air and on the ground. So, yeah, I agree with you on that one. Just look more complete from the Spartans.
Seven to 7 now. as Nixa is looking to respond and take the lead once again. Here's the kick from Smet. Similar to the last kick, be caught around the 6-yard line. Sandgren on the return. He'll be dragged down at the 21 and away. Better return for Smet than it was Nixa last time, as Nixa got all the way down to the 31. But this time they're dragged down at the 21, 10 yards shorter than they were. Now they're going to have to work with 79 yards.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how Nixa approaches this drive, because it seemed like the Spartans were getting a hang of their heavy run game. So I'm wondering if McKnight's going to start using that arm of his that we all know he has, to maybe push one downfield like Smet did, try to get a big play, and kind of move away from the running game just for a couple plays.
3 wide as Meltebarger is in the slot now. Wildcat again for Reber, going to run a play that they've been familiar with these past couple of weeks. Reber still dragging on. He'll get 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Nixa Eagles on the Smet 24.
Yeah, and I'm sure in the film room they're just preaching, you see McKnight go to the right, then know it's a run to the right. So they've been containing it so far this game, and I'm sure they have some code word or something to know whenever it's coming.
That handoff was wrapped up immediately as Ribeiro got stuffed and lost 2. And now we'll set up a 3rd and long. We might have to see McKnight's arm for the first time today.
Yeah, and there to get the stop was Quincy Baez. He talked 19 sacks on this year, and there he's able to get to Ribeiro in the backfield and just absolutely blow him up for a loss of 2.
This is where the Smet defensive line thrives on the pass. 28 sacks between their 2 defensive ends. Snap. McKnight steps back, looking for someone to pass to. Rolling left, has nobody. Flint going upfield. Got Flint. Makes the catch. First down, Eagles. Down at the Smet's 46. And there's a flag down. And as McKnight is in excruciating pain. Personal foul, roughing the passer, and that will add on to what was already a great play. And McKnight is in crucial pain, limping up the field. As, man, that is not what you want to see for Nixa.
Yeah, it kind of looked dirty. I mean, he just blew him up right after he threw it for no reason, but no point in the hit, in my opinion. But they got him for the flag, and now McKnight's hurt a bit. Maybe to send a message, but yeah, but a great throw from McKnight on the run. We saw one to Vincent early in the year on a touchdown. It was a beautiful ball down the field. I think it was against Carthage, but right there it's to Flint, and they're able to keep this drive alive and what looked like they're going to punt it.
So now they're going to be all the way to the Smet 37 now. After a 10-yard penalty, help them out. 1st and 10 for Nixa. Snap. Handoff for Burr. Up the middle. Big hole opens up. Oh, my goodness. Dragging some defenders along. He'll get 9, maybe 10. And he'll get the 10 and first down for the Nixa Eagles.
Yeah, and who was leading McKnight was Jackson Cantwell. He had Titan Davis pushing him forward. He was dominating him. And that's really what opened it up for the run and gave Nixa the first down there.
Handoff up the middle, Ribera. Doesn't get much. 3 or 4. Actually, it looked like he didn't get much, but I think the hole was so wide, but it closed so fast, it looked like he didn't get much. But I think it's about 2nd and 6 now.
Yeah, you're right. 2nd and 6. They're updating the scoreboard. But I think Nixa maybe runs one more play and just drags this clock to the end of the quarter to try to keep command of the ball. Obviously, they got the ball first. So
3 receivers wide, all to the right of McKnight, none to the left. McKnight will get Wildcat, run right side. Ribera had a block and it faded quickly as shutting that block was number 4, Jason King, the senior linebacker. 6'1", 215 he sits, and it'll be 3rd and 1. Should be at 3rd and 3. Sitting at this angle, we're all the way on the opposite sideline from this. We're at the 10-yard line. on the north side of the stadium.
And Nixa is 2 for 3 on third down so far. They've ran it every time, and I don't know if we'll get anything different here as here comes Meltzbarger in a block, so it's all up to De Smet's D-line if they can overpower and expect.
Ribera up the middle.
I think
Really
he's short.
close. Really, really close. It'll be 4th down and a short one. So they're going to make it 4th down. As the clock will wind down to the end of the first quarter, and that's where we will leave off until the second. 7-7 to score. 4th and 1 at De Smet's 19-yard line when we get back. We're going to step aside. We'll be right back. Fourth and 1. Start of the second quarter. McKnight. Handoff Ribera. Hits a wall. Pushes for the first. And a new set of downs come for the Nixa Eagles.
And that's a way to start the quarter. Big 4th down. And they hand it to all-reliable Ribera, and he's able to pick up, looks like 2 yards. He got shoved from the back as well, but from some offensive linemen to help him get the first down. But that's big for Nixa as now they're in enemy territory in the red zone.
DN Peyton Koval came in to help that play out a little bit.
Yeah, we see him come in sometimes, help just like the tush push up and get a little push at the end.
Ribera up the middle. Won't get much. About 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Nixa in the De Smet red zone. Here's he's down at the De Smet 14-yard line. Here in this Class 6 state championship game. Nixa seeking their first in program history, and De Smet looking for their third. Snap. Handoff. Ribera bounces off a wall of blockers. Man, he is so explosive. You can't count him out until the whistle is blown by the ref, because if he still has a little bit on the ground, he's going to make away with it. As he's about 1 yard short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and what makes him do that is just something you can't teach, and the mentality, the toughness he has just to keep going, and he wants it more than the other player. It's that simple. So he's just going to keep moving forward, bouncing off tackles like you said there. I think there's a timeout called by the Spartans. So they can't find a way to stop Ribera just on these short gains. They get him to 3rd down every time, but they can't convert.
Yeah, 3rd and 1 on De Smet's 9-yard line. Excuse me, 8-yard line. Line to gain is at the 7. Nixa received the ball first, and they struck first, and the De Smet answered rather quickly as De Smet does receive the second half kickoff. But we're still far from that. Still a lot of football being played. Dylan Ribera, 91 yards on the ground, 1 touchdown, 18 carries. He has a 21-yard. That's his long, and that was a touchdown. And McKnight, 1 for 1 on passing, 26 yards. And penalties haven't been anywhere for Nixa, but for De Smet, they're at 16 yards on 1. Excuse me, 15 yards. 3rd and 1 for Nixa, trips out right.
I'm assuming Ribera is going to get his 19th carry here. It's worked all game.
Stepping to the right is McKnight. Wildcat for Ribera once again. He'll push forward, get the first. Being dragged down by his jersey, and he'll be dragged down at the 6. First and goal for Nixa. Haven't seen Barron Johnson on the field once in this one. 2 receivers out. Porter and Meltebarger motion. Flag flies. So I think there might be too many men on the field or something. No, not too many men on the field. It's on to Smet. Illegal procedure, is that what that call is? So I think I'll move him half the distance. So I'll put him at first and goal at the 3-yard line or something like that. Yes. First and goal at the 3.
Nixa's running the exact same play.
Handoff. Rivera up the middle. Doesn't get much. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it. Second and goal at the 3.
And great pursuit from Kanan Patterson flying around the edge. The senior linebacker, he came untouched on the opposite edge and was able to get Rivera down and just hustle play right there and stopping the team from gaining any yards and getting it to second down.
Second and 3. McKnight kept it. Stiff arms a man. He'll get to the pylon. Touchdown Eagles. Adam McKnight reaches for the pylon and punches his first on the ground for the day. And Nixa retakes the lead. 13-7. 9:26 remaining in this second quarter. And Nixa back on top in this one.
And I saw him getting dragged down from behind. In my head, I was just thinking, reach, and he does it. And he gets in. Now Nixa's got 13 points, but great effort from McKnight. A great call by Coach Perry for the zone read there. They're expecting Rivera 9 times out of 10, but right there, McKnight will keep it.
Extra point attempt will be good. 14-7, Nixa leads. Another beautiful drive on the ground for Nixa. Puts them up a touchdown.
And in my opinion, that drive looked prettier than the first one. It looked like they're more in command of the defense, more yards per play, and they ran more time down.
The drive killer is possibly, for Smet, is possibly that penalty. They just gave him an extra 10 there, as that they were going to need to work for that 10, as they only did one more play than the last drive, and they've got 9 more yards.
Yeah, after that fourth down where they had that penalty, they looked way more clean from that Nixa. The runs looked better, the blocking was better, just overall better offense.
So now Nixa defense gets a chance to stop Smet for the first time today. Here's the kick. Caught at the 10. Right side. Doesn't open up much, but he bounces off a wall of blockers, being chased down. Big hit, still on his feet, down at the 31. And similar,
he's looking explosive out there. Big play material. I know he's only a freshman, but in the upcoming years, he could be something to look for.
A little shorter than the field they had last time. He's down at the 30. Looking, scanning, has McCastro on the screen, but he can't catch it. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Wide open was Jaden McCastro on the screen pass, and he can't make the catch. And the cold is affecting the Trojans. Excuse me, Spartans. I keep calling them the Trojans, man. Spartans.
Yeah, and right there, he just looked visibly upset. He just looked downfield before he secured the ball, moved his eyes, and was doing trying to run before he had the ball in possession, and just a drop for him right there. Something we don't see out of him usually. But he looked mad at himself, and he's not going to let it stop him.
Handoff McCaster. Oh, my goodness. Big hole dragged down, as that is a big chunk play for the Smet Spartans. He'll be dragged down at Nixa's 47-yard line as you could have drove a semi through the hole that offensive line built as they thought it was a keeper by Dylan Duff. The whole defense shifted to that left side of the field, and then McCaster popped out with the offensive line with the ball and some peekaboo and ran about 20 yards there.
Yeah, and that just started up front. It almost looked like an NFL play, how he ran up the field through that huge hole, but great blocking up front and the speed from McCaster. He's able to easily get that first down.
Duff's going to use his legs. His coverage was great by the Nixa defense, and he's blown up. About 1 yard short of the first down. 2nd and 1 coming up for the Trojans. And the Spartans. And as we continue to go on, is just time of possession right now is at 12:36 and 1:58 before this drive started for the Smet. As Nixa has totally dominated the time of possession. As Spartans don't take too long. As blitz from Parker Manis. Oh my goodness, Dylan Duff has space and he'll go all the way. Dylan Duff punches it in for the Spartans, but a lot of time for Nixa Eagles to punch back. 8:06 remaining in this game as Dylan Duff, man, so explosive off the line, and he's about an extra point away from even this one up. 14-13, Spartans trailing.
And I was impressed with the offensive line. That whole drive right there, specifically the right side, is Santiago Castillo and Sam Robinson. But there, the great vision from Dylan Duff, he was able to use his legs there. And I was just thinking in my head, after McCaster had that big run, Duff isn't afraid of running too. He's got 72 on the season, 596 and 8 touchdowns. Their run game has been strong, and they showed it that drive with the big run from McCaster and the touchdown run from Duff, and this offensive line being dominant.
So extra point evens it up. But Nixa has a lot of time to work with. As we've mentioned, DeSmet gets the ball at half. So a crucial offensive drive for Nixa, but as both teams, offensive and defense, are very much gassed after a long drive from Nixa's offense and that last scoring one. Time possession
and
for Nixa was at 9:26, that last one.
And the big problem for Nixa's defense really this whole playoffs is that those 4 or 5 guys up front, they just can't seem to get pressure. The run game just has been just getting past them, and it showed that drive there. At least Summit North exposed it. Kirkwood, their quarterback, exposed it by going on the run a lot, and here we got Duff and McCaster just blowing past them once again.
Rob Richardson and the defense has their hands full for sure. Here's the kick. Caught at the 6. Going left side, doesn't have much room to work with. He'll be dragged down at the 24 as Brian Sangren returns it there, and Nick's offense will take over once again. Eight minutes on the clock here in this first half. The first time we're going to see quad receivers for Nixa. McKnight will go Wildcat either way. Ribera, right side. We'll get 2. 2nd and 8. So 1 minute and 11 seconds time possession for the Smet on their last scoring drive as they ran 70 yards in 4 plays. Constructed by Dylan Duff, the future Wildcat for Kansas State. Barron Johnson on the field here. 3 wide, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Johnson to McKnight's left, one-on-one coverage. McKnight rolling right. Play fake, has Vincent. Overthrows him. And man, Vincent had room to work with and a little bit underthrown. And that's 6 for Nixa. And now it's 3rd and 7. The first 3rd and long for Nixa all day. After an overthrown ball to Wyatt Vincent. Quad wide for McKnight. Stepping back, rolling right, has a man in his face. Underthrows Kevon Flint, and McKnight and the Eagles are stopped for the first time today, and the punt unit will have to come out.
And the defensive line just able to get pressure on McKnight there and just get smacked while he's throwing the ball, which caused a dangerous pass down the field to Flint, and Flint wasn't able to get to it. Lucky it wasn't intercepted. Anyone wasn't in the area. The only good thing really to come out of that play from Nixa is that it wasn't picked off, but not a good drive for Nixa, going 3 and out and having to punt this ball away to a Smet offense that your defense just hasn't been able to stop.
Not a great punt from Vincent, as though he touched it. Oh my goodness! The return man touched it and Parker Man picks it up. A crucial mistake from the Smet special teams. Why do you touch that ball? Oh my goodness! Nixa has it in the Smet red zone, and that is a game-changing play. A rookie mistake from the return man Trevin Collard, the junior.
Yeah, and you said rookie. I was going to say freshman mistake for the junior. Just no reason to touch that ball. He wasn't going to catch it in the first place, but he decided to go for it with everyone around him. He wasn't going to get anything out of it no matter what, and just not a smart decision. And now Nixa's got the ball, and momentum swung their way when Smet, they had everything going their way.
Oh my goodness. What's up? I'm pretty sure they can on a muff punt. They're taking it back to where they touch the ball. Parker Mann's knee might have been down when he picked up the ball or something. As now Nixa is at the 30.
Hard to see from up here.
Now Nixa's down at the 34 for Smet. Smet's 34-yard line. 14-14. Handoff for Burra. Oh no! He lost about 5 there, and now it'll be 2nd and 15.
And that's Josiah Houston, the senior cornerback. He's just been flying around all day. Right there, he's in the backfield for the 4-yard loss, and I've just seen it all day. He's been in the backfield getting stops on Rabura and tackles, and they need to find a way to contain him because his blitzes are just going uncalled for. And I think Nixa's got to start opening up the passing game because they're figuring out this run game.
McKnight stepping play fake, rolling right. Has a lot of room in front of him. He's going to use his legs, goes out right, still on his feet. Big hit from behind. Man, he was leveled. He'll get about 12 there. It'll be 3rd and 2.
And that's a senior decision by a sophomore there. You could have tried to push that ball downfield to maybe get some yardage or a touchdown, but there he just decides to tuck it in and run, and that's a smart decision. Now it's 2nd and 1, and he just makes the right decision there.
3rd down and 1. Handoff for Burra, stopped, rolling, and the ball came out apparently. And Smet jumped on it. 1st down for Smet.
And one of Rabura's, I think it's his first lost fumble of the year, comes in the biggest moment.
She was hit hard at the line of scrimmage.
It was just collapsed on by every single person there. I couldn't see who quite knocked it out, but.
So Smet will take over at their own 25-yard line.
Smet's fortunate after their own mistake that they made on special teams to have the ball back.
Duff, play fake, no one to pass to. Rolling right, trying to use his legs. Has a man, and will get to 1st. He finds Wyatt Stoltz, the junior.
And that was a heck of a throw there by Dylan Duff. Rolling right, cross body to his receiver, and like you said, a good throw, and they're able to get the 1st down now, and looks like their offense is rolling, and they're up their tempo at the line already.
Clock running. Screen pass looks like for McCaster. Has nobody, but he finds a man, but it's not McCaster. It's actually going to be Wyatt Stoltz, another reception for him, and he's been the difference maker in this one so far. First down for the Spartans.
Yeah, and Stoltz just, once again, just finding the soft spot in the coverage and sitting down. Nixa is kind of just keeping everything in front of them, and Smet's taking what they're being given. And Duff is seeing the field well, finding these open receivers.
Timeout called by Smet, their second of the half. Eagles still have all three as there's 5:18 remaining in this first half. Ball is on Smet's 46-yard line as they have a new set of downs coming up after this timeout. Nixa had a chance to go up once again after a muff punt, but they fumbled themselves. Dylan Rivera on a big hit on a 3rd down and 1. Smet recovered it, and they've drove the field in 45 seconds, 21 yards in 2 plays. Both receptions from Wyatt Stoltz from his quarterback, Dylan Duff.
And it's just looking like Duff just has too much time in the pocket. Maybe Nixa, their defensive line just isn't getting to him. Send a blitz from a corner of safety. Parker Mann has blitzed off the edge sometimes. Just anything to heat it up and get Duff to start going faster than he'd like to be and make him uncomfortable.
New set of downs. Duff steps back in the pocket. Rolling right. Being chased down by Nix's defensive line. Tells us directing traffic, and he's thrown, but he was out of bounds. He made the catch, but his left foot landed out of bounds when he made it, and now it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and it was out of bounds, but that was an amazing throw and catch by Luke Markway, the tight end. He's 6'2", 210 pounds, a big player for our linebackers to guard, but Nick's just fortunate that he's out of bounds, but it's a good play from Smet.
I can see that one from up here. Snap, handoff McCaster right side. Makes the defender miss. Still going on. He is dragged down as Smet wants a late hit penalty, but I don't think there was too much going on. He'll be about 3 yards short. Be 3rd and 6. 3rd and 3, sorry.
And Nick's just having a hard time setting the edge. Every time McCaster gets outside, or Duff, no one's able to get to him, and they're just able to buy some time if it's Duff throwing the ball, or McCaster just gets some extra yards if it's him running. They just need to set the edge better.
4 wide for Smet. 3rd and 4, 5 minutes here left in this first half. Empty set as McCaster motions. Duff, deep ball, broken up as it wasn't even close to his receiver, and now Smet faces a 4th and 4 situation.
And that's another ball we see from him where he had someone open and just a bit overthrown, and Duff has been making these great throws, but it seems like the easy ones he's just missing today for whatever reason. And I think he also had McCaster open on a wheel route there.
Punt team comes out. Sangren back to return. Snap. Punt is off. Sangren. Oh, kick catch interference should be called. And it's not. As Sangren was leveled as he tried to make the catch, he bobbled it, jumped on top of it, and no flag comes out for kick catch interference.
He didn't call it. Can't just blow him up before he's trying to catch it. I don't know what the officials are not why they're not calling it.
As boos rained down from Nix's side as it was blatant, and Perry's on the field wondering why they're not getting 15 yards right now. Nixa defense comes up big, 1st and 10. Nixa gets it on their own 23-yard line to start this drive. 4:46 remaining. They're trying to drive the field. Pistol formation, trips out to McKnight's left. Meltebarger will motion. Ribera doesn't get much as he hits a wall immediately. He'll get about 2, 2nd and 8.
And it's not surprising that this Smet team is really stopping Ribera. Last week, in the semifinal, they played Liberty and dominated 34-14. I know they have a great kind of offense like Nixa, or they have a great running back. They like to run the ball, and here they're showing Ribera that they're kind of trying to do the same thing for him, eliminate that run game and force them to pass.
Meltzeberger motions. Fakes the handoff, he'll keep it. Dragged down in the backfield, and he'll lose 3. It'll be 3rd and 11.
And there they are again, just in the backfield, stopping them. I'm surprised Kirkwood or Lee Summit North didn't do this to them. It's just kind of predictable with Nixa's offense to know that they're just going to run the ball. And here they're facing the consequences as they've kind of been bailed out by some penalties.
3rd and 10. McKnight losing time, using his feet. Finds a man, jukes a defender, dragged down after getting the first down. Dylan Ribera on the check down. He caught it about 5 yards short, but wiggled his way into the first down. New set of downs for Eagles with 3:30 remaining in this first half.
And I thought McKnight was going to run it again, but he makes the check down to Ribera, and Ribera makes one man miss and spins away from another to get the first down. And there's just his effort again, reaching for the first down as well and keeping this Knicks offense alive on a drive where, as we know them, they might try to use this whole clock and score at the very last second.
Quad receivers, McKnight, empty set. Pocket collapses immediately, tries to roll out but can't. He'll be taken down for a sack.
And I know it's a sack, but I like what I saw from McKnight there. He had the ball in one hand and he knew he was going down, just made sure ball security was the first priority. But there, once again, the Nixa offensive line just not keeping up with this DeSmet defensive line.
We talked about how much the DeSmet defensive line prides themselves in their pass rush, and it is definitely shown in the situations where Nixa has had to pass. 2nd and 12, 2:38 remaining in this first half. Clock continuing to wind down as Nixa has all 3 timeouts. DeSmet has 1 left. DeSmet receives the second half kickoff. Ball is on DeSmet's Nixa's 32-yard line. Nearing the 2-minute mark. Vincent wants the motion to the other side. Trips out left for McKnight. Wildcat left side, but Ribera's going to run up the middle. Oh my goodness, makes a man miss, still on his feet, diving. He's tripped up as there was absolutely no one to catch him, but he trips up on his own feet, but he gets the first. And man, that is a play Dylan Ribera wants to have back.
Yeah, we're so used to him just breaking those. Webb City, he broke like 7 on a touchdown. Right there, I thought he was going to break one loose, but just the shoestring tackle gets to stop him. But Nixa's offense is looking better now.
Hurry up offense, Ribera handoff. He'll get 1 generously if they'll give it to him. It'll be 2nd and long coming up.
Now clock under 2 minutes. Like I said, I think Nixa is going to try to run this whole thing down.
Nixa will take their first time out of the half. 1:40 remaining. Adam McKnight on the game, 2 for 4, 37 yards in the air. Dylan Ribera, 25 attempts, 107 yards, 1 touchdown. He has 21. His longest run of the day is 21 yards. McKnight, 7 rushing attempts, 21 yards, and 1 touchdown. His longest is 13 on that touchdown run. Nixa's time possession, 14 minutes, 39 seconds. DeSmet's 4 minutes and 35. Both teams have fumbled 1 time. Nixa 12 first downs versus Smet 7. 166 yards of total offense for Nixa and 154 for DeSmet.
And we complimented so much on this team, complimenting each other. Their offense and defense getting stops and going and scoring, but that fumble just kind of out of character for Nixa. We don't see it a lot, and I think they're lucky to be where they are right now from DeSmet's fumble and their defense picking it up.
2nd and 9, trips out to the left. McKnight looking left, has no one to pass to as the screen pass was covered. Has Vincent cutting up field but doesn't throw it. Rolling out right, still nobody to throw it to. He's pushed out after gaining about 5. It'll be 3rd and 7.
I think it was smart to not force that to Vincent over the top. They had a deep safety back that looked just lurking to pick it off, and McKnight decides to keep his legs again. And 3rd and 8 now. Playbook opens for Nixa because we know they like to run the ball here a lot, but this isn't the COC anymore, and DeSmet's been all over it this game. So I think they got to air it out here and try to push this ball more downfield. They're averaging 18 yards of completion. I think you got to pass it.
3rd and 8 for Nixa.
1:32 remaining in this first half. Tie ball game here at Faroe Field at Memorial Stadium. Snap, screen pass to Flint. He has open field, but can he get to the first? Drag down. Looks like he got it. First down, Eagles, and Kevon Flint's dragged down at Smet's 44-yard line. Kevon Flint, welcome to the state championship football game.
I was scared of the call for a second because Vincent looked like he got beat on his block, but Flint's able to use his speed to get outside and down the sideline and pick up the first down, and he's pushed out of bounds as well, which helps with stopping the clock.
1:26. Nixa still has 2 timeouts remaining. McKnight immediately rolls out. Flint cutting up field. Deep pass for Vincent. Oh, Flint, no, in and out of his hands. Kevon Flint was wide open, right in the breadbasket. I don't know if he lost it in the light or the cold got to him, but it'll be 2nd and 10 as Nixa would have taken the lead if Flint would have been able to catch that one.
And that was a perfect throw, just dropped in between Trevin Collard, the junior, and another cornerback, bucket right in the bucket for Kevon Flint. And I think he turned his head up again like McCaster did earlier before he actually caught the ball, and it just went out of his hands. He had Vincent open in the middle over the top as well, and he had his head in his hands because he was wide open as well, but just missed opportunity for Nixa. They had 2 touchdowns right in their hands, literally.
3 receivers. Under center's McKnight. Flint will motion. Snap. Fakes the handoff, rolling right. Has room to work with. He'll use his legs. He's clipped on the legs, and he'll be down about 4 yards short of the first down marker. It'll be 3rd and 4 with the clock continuing to wind down in this first half. Spartans still have a timeout left in their pocket. They do receive the second half kickoff.
And it looked like a rollout boot for McKnight on there, but just no one was open on the right side. I don't know really what was happening. It just got covered really well, so McKnight just had to tuck it and run.
3rd and 4. Robura gets swallowed up after 3. It'll be 4th and 1 as the clock continues to wind down here.
You got to wonder when Nixa is going to use these timeouts. Just above 30 seconds now. And I think you got to call one at some point.
2 to the left. Clock winding down. 25 seconds on the game clock. Snap. Handoff for Burra. No, McKnight kept it. Gets the first, and this is where they're going to use their first of the second of the half. Perry walks over to the official. Yeah, takes a timeout. 19 seconds left on the clock. And they still have about 30 yards of field to work with in this past 19 seconds. But knowing this Nixa offense, we know they can do it.
Yeah, and they still can run the ball once because of their 1 timeout they have. But I think you got to just pass it more here, try to get the touchdown, especially because Smet gets the ball to start this next half. You got to get some points out of this, whether it be a field goal or a touchdown. But I think you try one over the middle with that timeout, and if you catch it, depending on the time, you can try to go score or just drop immediately and call the timeout. But after that, no timeouts. You look for the sidelines, out routes, but if you catch it in the middle field, McKnight should only throw it to the middle of the field if he knows they're going to score.
A new set of downs for Nixa out of this timeout. 19 seconds remaining in the first half, like I mentioned. They are 0 for 1 on field goal attempts this year. The first one they attempted was at Lee Summit North. It was a 42-yarder. They missed wide right. First and 10. Ball on to Smet's 32-yard line here in the Class 6 state championship. McKnight, play fake, looking deep. Oh, deep ball for Vincent. Touchdown Eagles! Oh my goodness! Flag comes in though.
See what the flag is.
White cap. McKnight's rolling back on the field. Holding will be called on Nix's offensive line. Now set up 1st and 20.
And pass interference as
so
well.
Those will
offset.
Those will offset.
I think the clock goes back too. They get some seconds back. It was back to the play though. I could see it developing. There was no safety over top, and McKnight once again makes a perfect throw to Wyatt Vincent as he beats the corner. And
it's That's pretty good for a wide receiver that has no ball skills, apparently. As people were saying that Vincent doesn't have ball skills, which I don't know what that means. But
he's tracking the ball, but tracked the game winner 2 weeks ago.
So it'll be 1st and 10 after those offsetting penalties. Holding call on Nixa offensive line and a pass interference called on to Smet. 1st and 10, 12 seconds remaining. Nixa still has one timeout left in the pocket.
But right here, back to what I was saying. If it's over the middle of the field, especially how far away they're going, you better hope that he's scoring. You don't want to waste more time than you have to.
McKnight looking left. Trying to go deep, doesn't have anyone to work with. He throws it up. And man, that hit did not look good as McKnight gets up. It's 2nd and 10. 6 seconds.
They might call him for grounding. Because I thought it might have been intentional grounding. No one was in the area, and he kind of just threw it. But they might be saying that the hit forced the ball that way, and he was looking for someone downfield.
2nd and 10. If you're quick, you still have 2 plays to work with, but it looks like they're just taking shots at the end zone right now.
Yeah, I think they're just going to take one more shot at the end zone, look for Flint or Vincent.
Meisner comes into this game.
Right now it's looking like cover 2, so they're going to have to get something over the top with 2 safeties.
Finds Vincent, hook and ladder to Flint. Flint fumbles it. Got to call a timeout, but they don't have enough time, and that's how we end the first half. A hook and ladder attempt bobbled by Kevon Flint, and we head to the locker rooms tied at 14. 2 big stops from both teams' defenses stalls this one out of the tie, and it's a 0-0 ball game when we take the field again in the second half.
So in City Hall, I painted a big Christmas tree. And it was kind of challenging because I had to hold it up and try painting it. And then without it moving around, I had to change hands and then paint the other side of it.
I painted a Christmas tree and I painted Merry Christmas and a lot of different things.
It was really fun there because we got hot chocolate and some cookies and we were painting on the glass walls. I painted a small ornament and a gingerbread man. For fun, just to like decorate and stuff and get into the Christmas spirit. It was hard because like you had to like get around the stencil without it like moving and shifting and stuff. I like drawing and painting and sketching and stuff.
So our 4th graders are on leadership team. I have 15 kids that I work with every week. They have good character. They show our portrait of an eagle traits, and were nominated by their teachers to be on leadership at SB. And we were invited to paint the windows of City Hall, so those residents of Nixa that come in get to see our kids' artwork.
Yeah, it's really fun because we get to help clean up the grounds at school. And we help teachers not have recycling bins that overflow.
We really focus on not only good character, but ways we could serve our community at school and also in Nixa through our Santa's Toy Drive. This year we sponsored with local businesses and other schools.
These are toys for the Santa's Toy Drive. We kids bring in toys, new unwrapped toys, and we give them to people in need all around Christian County because it can make other people happy.
The students see that the importance not just here at school, but it's also being important at home as well. And so it just promotes that education is important, and we're not only focused on education at school, but also at home. Trying to get kids engaged in different types of reading. So a lot of times they'll get stuck And then they are like, well, I don't necessarily like to read, but it's all about just finding the right niche for them. In this position, like that's what my sole focus is.
Like Diary of a Wimpy Kid books, I like those. Tangled Up in Luck. Sloan and Amelia are like, they like meet up in like the middle for like a school project about the Hall Jewels, and then they have to like work together to find clues about it.
I liked the Mark Twain books. I like some of those, yeah.
Yeah, I like reading.
It's not my favorite, but like lately, I've been getting into it because of the passports and like the quarter book.
I do love reading. It's like one of my favorite things to do. Whenever I'm bored and I have absolutely nothing to do, I just lay down on my bed with the book I got from the library and then I just read it. I try to read a bunch of different series, but normally I go with the Twisted Fairy Tales because I don't know why, I just really love them.
And here I tell them one of the things I love about being in the library is I don't have to limit them. So they can pick, like this is their free choice reading time. So you can read whatever you want, which is hopefully more motivating and getting them more engaged in wanting to read, which reading on level is important, but to build that love of reading, like we want them to find things that they want to read and be able to choose their own. When Dr. Kelly was talking to me about our building goal this year being increasing literacy and that family connection, we just kind of blossomed with some different things that we're implementing and seeing how they go.
My parents sometimes will be like, okay, it's almost dinner time, but you have nothing to do and you're being crazy, so sit down on the couch and read a book. And not just like a picture book that you just flip through again and again. You have to read a real chapter book.
So far, I mean, the kids have been super engaged, and I do feel like I have more students involved in independent reading this year than I did last year, and so that was the whole goal. So I feel like we're, you know, what we're doing is working, so that's great.
It's community members, it's parents, it's students, it's staff, and so the parade kind of is a way to just bring all of those pieces together.
That community piece is huge, just everybody getting involved, the fire department, the police department, we have the street sweeper, all of those people coming and joining. It's great for the kids to see, but the best part too is the kids thanking them back.
Yes.
So each grade level is assigned a group to write a thank you note to and make a poster, and that's great to see too.
I mean, I thought it was really fun. We got to see all the football players. I thought it was just a lot of fun.
I really liked it. It was super fun. I got a few signatures, so that was always fun. I got Adam McKnight's, Amelia White, Dylan Roberta's, I think that's
Dylan Ribeiro.
And then I got a tennis player, but it was all fun.
Some people just outsmarted the system because me and crew never thought of that.
Yeah.
I noticed a lot of them because number 8, he plays basketball, and then Cantwell does, so.
I think it's such a neat experience for our kids here at the elementary to be able to see those high school groups come through and they look up to them so much, and it just gives them something to work for, something to be motivated about, and look forward to for their future, but in a way that also celebrates those high school students in the moment that they're in too. So.
Right, we're celebrating our football team this year. And yes, that's right, that's right.
Indianapolis trip too, so some big things happening.
Yes.
I really like the dare car, and it's always super fun. My brother got to do dare, and that was, it looked like he had fun, so I'm excited.
I know we're going to be doing that next year, so it was fun seeing them drive by and all the police and firefighters.
The community piece and just knowing that everybody out there is there to support them, and that's what makes them feel even more safe. So.
And just the celebration of even just the little things, like when you're out there and the kids are waving, and every group that's going by, you hear different kids yelling out, oh, there's the cheerleaders, oh, there's the football, oh, there's the band, oh, there's the ag, like all the different things. Santa, Grinch, you know, celebrating in those little moments.
Definitely not every day I see a bunch of teachers dressed up in a turkey costume. Not an everyday thing.
Anytime we have our families more involved, it just builds that foundation. The students see that the importance, not just here at school, but it's also being like important at home as well. And so it just promotes that education is important. And we're not only focused on education at school, but also at home. Trying to get kids engaged in different types of reading. So a lot of times they'll get stuck, and then they are like, well, I don't necessarily like to read, but it's all about just finding the right niche for them. In this position, like that's what my sole focus is.
Like Diary of a Wimpy Kid books, I like those. Tangled Up in Luck. Sloan and Amelia are like, they like meet up in like the middle for like a school project about the Hall Jewels, and then they have to like work together to find clues about it.
I liked the Mark Twain books. I like some of those, yeah.
Yeah, I like reading.
It's not my favorite, but like lately I've been getting into it because of the passports and like the quarter book.
I do love reading. It's like one of my favorite things to do. Whenever I'm bored and I have absolutely nothing to do, I just lay down on my bed with the book I got from the library, and then I just read it. I try to read a bunch of different series, but normally I go with the Twisted Fairy Tales because I don't know why, I just really love them.
And here I tell them one of the things I love about being in the library is I don't have to limit them. So they can pick, like this is their free choice reading time. So you can read whatever you want, which is hopefully more motivating and getting them more engaged in wanting to read, which reading on level is important, but to build that love of reading, like we want them to find things that they want to read and be able to choose their own. When Dr. Kelly was talking to me about our building goal this year being increasing literacy and that family connection, we just kind of blossomed with some different things that we're implementing and seeing how they go.
My parents sometimes will be like, okay, it's almost dinner time, but you have nothing to do and you're being crazy, so sit down on the couch and read a book. And not just like a picture book that you just flip through again and again. You have to read a real chapter book.
So far, I mean, the kids have been super engaged, and I do feel like I have more students involved in independent reading this year than I did last year, and so that was the whole goal. So I feel like we're, you know, what we're doing is working, so that's great.
Hello everyone, welcome back here in the booth, and to everyone just now joining us, I hope we can do you a better job as this game has been great. 14-14, we're about 8 minutes away from kickoff in this second half. A really, really great half from both teams, both sides of the ball. First off, it started with both offenses showing off. Both of them scored 2 times on the first 2 drives, and after that, it was defense all over there. Both teams forced a fumble. Both teams turned it over and had to punt, and Nixa had a chance to score to go up at the end of the half, but a little bit of penalty flurries and a little bit of stuff like that stalled them out, and now Smet gets the ball at half with a chance to take the lead.
Yeah, just some penalties. They had a deep shot to Flint that was dropped, and they had that penalty to White Vincent on the touchdown that was obviously called back, like you said, just kind of shooting themselves in the foot. That's all they're doing here. They look more dominant in the passing game. The deep shots, McKnight's been making good throws. Everything's looking well, but just penalties and that drop killed them. And they tried that hook and ladder at the end. I thought maybe if Vincent just dropped, they had that timeout. They could have kicked a field goal, go up into halftime on top, but instead they get nothing out of the drive. But they showed what they can do on offense because DeSmet's finding a way to stop this run game.
Dylan Rivera, 27 attempts, 117 yards, and 111 yards. He's had 117 on the ground, but he's lost 6. He has 1 touchdown on the day. And McKnight, he has 31 yards on 10 carries, 1 touchdown for him. McKnight in the air, he's 50%, 4 for 8, and he has 57 yards, no touchdowns. He had 1 that was called back. Wyatt Vincent caught it in the end zone, a beautiful ball, but a little bit of a hold call on the offensive line brought Nixa back. And offsetting penalties, luckily, as here comes Nixa, and you can hear the crowd riled up, and this place is jumping. The student sections are. DeSmet's still not many people here for them, but they're showing out without a crowd as they have this one tied up, and they have a chance to take their first lead of the game.
Yeah, and DeSmet's offense, they've just looked really good tonight overall. They had a big run from McCaster. He's doing well. He's got 4 for 56, obviously very efficient. That's 14 a carry. And Duff is looking well in his throws, too. He had 1 down the field to their tight end that he caught out of bounds, unfortunately. But some good throws across the middle, off platform that he's making. He's making decisions, not really pushing anything or pushing his boundaries, you could say. And their offense just looking really well in general. And their defense, I think, has looked really good tonight. That defensive line has kind of figured out Dylan Rivera and what Nixa likes to do, and it's forcing Nixa to pass more.
We talked about before this game about how DeSmet feels comfortable in their defensive line and their pass rush. Their run stop we didn't really know much about, considering that the fact they love that all the teams they play love to pass and all that. So they had like 28 sacks from their 2 DNs coming to this game. Now they have 29 as they got 1 more to add on to their total. But now Nixa's offensive line has got to work on their pass protection, considering that they haven't had to do it that much throughout the season.
Yeah, it's Titan Davis and Jackson Cantwell. They've been going head to head. I've seen both of them just mess with each other. I saw Jackson push him a bit and pass the play, and Titan get past him for a run stop. But really, I've been impressed by number 2, Josiah Houston. Him coming into this game, we were all over Titan Davis, but I think he shined on the defensive end. He's had 2 tackles for loss I've seen. He's been getting in the backfield, using his speed. Just kind of a Swiss Army knife for this defense, going everywhere and kind of unaccounted for in the backfield.
Leading Nixa in tackles this first half, none other than Parker Mann. He has 4 total. 0 tackles for loss for Nixa, but on the other side, Quincy Bias, he didn't get credited with the sack on his sack, which I called. He had 2.5 tackles for loss, so he's continued to dominate on that defensive end in a great first half. Scoring went like this. Rivera for 7 put Nixa up first, and DeSmet tied it up. Nixa took the lead once again with a run play from Adam McKnight, and then 14-14 Dylan Duff, 38-yard run, the longest play of the game from either team, and they tied Nixa up with still a lot of time left in that second half. 8:06 remaining in that first half for Nixa, but they just weren't able to work with it and didn't score off of it.
Yeah, and another thing I didn't touch on is these offensive lines have just been going to work today. I mean, the DeSmet one looked really well on the runs that I already mentioned, and Nixa's we all knew was going to look good, but they're just both looking solid today, and I think really Nixa, they overall played well, but their defensive line just needs to step up. They're not able to get many stops, many pressure on Duff, and he's just able to have as much time as he wants in the pocket. I was talking to you while we had our breaks there in the middle of the quarters, and I just said, plain and simple, Duff's got all the time in the world, and Nixa, D linemen, D tackles, they know this, and they just need to get more pressure to them.
So Nixa will start with defense first, looking for their first state championship in program history. DeSmet looking for their 3rd. The Nixa students actually getting rowdy here in Columbia, Missouri after a long drive, but they had half the day off, so they're probably okay with it. As there's a look at the stats for this first half.
It's looking good for Nixa, but you look at the third downs, Nixa's 5 for 10, DeSmet's 1 for 2, but obviously only 2 third downs for DeSmet. Nixa defense just, you want to push them the third down more, make it harder for them to get these first downs. As Nixa's doing it efficiently, but it's looking like DeSmet's kind of just having their way with them, as Nixa's the only team that's attempted a punt so far.
Yeah, 14-14. as Smet looking to take their first lead of the game. Man, it's just been a back and forth game. I feel like whatever happens to one of them, they respond with the exact same thing. Touchdown, 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 fumble, fumble, stop, stop. I mean, it's been ring around the rosy in this one, and at some point one team's going to get pulled away. And if it's Nixa, they're going to have to get that pass game going. And Smet is going to have to find a way to score in a slower time, in my opinion. They're scoring way too fast. Time of possession versus these two teams. Nixa, 19 minutes, 25 seconds, and then 4 minutes, 35 seconds for Smet.
Yeah, they're just controlling the ball, like you said, and they're scoring too fast. And it'll come back to bite them at the end of the game, maybe whenever maybe they're down one score, 6 minutes left, and they go and score immediately, and they leave 5 minutes on the clock for Nixa to just run down the clock like we know they like to do and go down and win the game on maybe the last second. So, Smet just scoring too quick, could come back to bite them.
We've talked about it all year about how great Rob Richardson and his defense is when the second half starts, and expect no different here. Jonah Fields back to kick for the Eagles. One thing to mention about today is there's been no play clock, so we have no idea when they have to get the snap off. They're off in the building. That's why there's a big blank space under our game clock. As Jonah Fields looked like he is lining up for a pooch kick. Fair catch called. And it's caught at the 43.
And that's just a really smart decision to call for the fair catch there, because it almost looked like an onside kick where they just wanted to get it. But he calls for the fair catch. No one can touch him. I saw it in the NFL with the new rules and the onside. You have to declare the onside kick, and then just whenever they tried it, their whole team called for a fair catch, so no one could touch them. So there they use it to their advantage.
4 wide for Smet as they have the ball on their own 42-yard line to start the second half. McCaster motions in the backfield. Duff immediately rolling, has room, blown up from Parker Mann. 1 yard short of the line to gain, 2nd and 1. But that's a hit that will leave a message for sure.
Well, Parker Mann drops to the ground.
And it is not a good sight for Nixa as Parker Mann is down, injured after that hit.
Yeah, the Duff he saw the hole up the middle and took it immediately, and Parker Mann came in and delivered the big hit after the first down, and looks like he's messing with his right arm.
He gets up on his own, which is good. He's going to walk off for probably a play. And that will bring Jaden Russell on to be safety for this.
Knowing Parker, man, he wants to come back into this game no matter what the injury is. So
Jaden Russell will enter. The junior, 5'10", 176. It's going to be 2nd and 1 for Dylan Duff and the Spartans here in the Class 6 state championship. Snap, handoff, flicks it back, flea flicker, looking for his receiver, open, underthrown, is swatted away by Randy Flint. 3rd and 1.
That's just textbook defense from Randy Flint. Just rode with him the whole time and rises up with him and just bats it down, make sure no one gets it. We saw him do it last week as well. He batted it down maybe 10 yards down the field.
And Parker Mann takes the field for this big 3rd down to start this second half.
I think I said it last week as well, but Flint says no, no, no.
Motion in the backfield. Handoff. Up the middle. Gets the first. That'll get the Trojans. I keep getting mixed up. Spartans, Trojans. I'm sorry. That'll get them a new set of downs.
That's the Spartan because the red, whatever that is over their logo.
Jaden McCaster removes the chains. Be 1st and 10. Duff steps back immediately, looking. McCaster makes the catch as he bobbles it, and he had open field, but he only gets about 6 as he trips himself up trying to make the catch. And his hands haven't been too great so far, but hey, a catch is a catch, and he made it. So great play there by that running back.
Yeah, good concentration and circus catch there from McCaster, but you'd like to see him haul it in cleanly to get more yards after catch right there, but way to haul it in.
2nd and 4. Ball on Nix's 40. Backing up is Duff. Has a man, makes the catch. And the tackle is made by Randy Flint. The catch is made by number 10, Nathan Hatcher. And he's starting to get involved as that is his 3rd catch of the day.
It seems like Hatcher just is running these drag crosser routes across the field and just he's getting lost in the defense and no one's able to hang with him. He's just getting open, and Duff sees it, seeing the field really well.
Motion in the backfield, fakes a jet sweep. Oh, he gave it to him. He looked like he didn't. So he'll get about 5. Is he still pushing? And the offensive line will get him all the way to about the 24 of Nixa. They're going to be 2nd and 1. And as I look down to see the stats, he was still pushing forward.
Yeah, just the offensive line had his back, saw him in trouble, and came up and supported him with the army he needed to get the extra yards. But on the carry, Cam Sharp, the freshman, he's looked explosive on the kickoffs, and right there he was explosive for the 9-yard gain.
Motion. Jet sweep is faked, and McCaster gets the handoff, and he is explosive. Man, that kid is fast.
Word of the day for these running backs.
I know, man. They just right when they get the ball right off the line, boom. 5'8", 180. Similar build to Dylan Rivera. Rivera might be a little bit bigger in the muscle category, but McCaster definitely has the speed over Rivera for sure.
Yeah, and the agility and juke moves as well. And he just jukes off a safety right there to get the extra yardage, and they're dominating Nixa this whole opening drive.
Duff stepping back, looking to find his man, and he gets him pushed out of bounds by McCoy Sylvan. It'll be close to the 1st.
Stoltz there again. He's kind of been a reliable target for Duff tonight. He's holding 4, I think, now.
He'll be about 1 yard short of the 1st. 2nd and 1 at Nix's 7-yard line. But this is a point in a game or somewhere on the field where you do not count out Nix's defenses. They have been known for goal line stands for sure. 2nd and 1. Handoff McCaster. He'll get the 1st, be down at about the 4-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Spartans.
Yeah, Nixa had a situation similar to this against Joplin in the district championship where Tobias Thompson came in and blew up the running back for a fumble, and it's going to need something like that here for Nixa to stop the Smet. They're deep into their territory. They go 5 wide here.
1st and goal at the 4. They're going to motion 3.
Or the whole offense will shift.
Duff will keep it. Big hit from behind. He'll be about 2 yards short of the goal line. It'll be 2nd and 2.
And Duff, who had the big run earlier, decides to keep it again. He's got 4 attempts for 62, and that touchdown obviously there. He almost punched it in again.
The Smet doing their fair share of holding the ball. Snap. Duff rolling right. Hits a wall trying to push forward. It looks like he'll lose a yard. 3rd and 3. 3rd and goal at 3, I should say.
Nixa just one play away from forcing 4th down. The crowd's getting into it now. Big play for Nixa. You got to assume DeSmet will go for it on 4th down too. Nixa's got to get this here.
4th and 3. Duff stepping back, looking to pass. reverses it to McCaster, and he was untouched. What a play by Dylan Duff and the Spartans.
That was just...
had everybody fooled.
Yeah, it was amazing play design. I thought he was looking over the middle to those two slant routes interchanging, but I didn't even see McCaster coming around back and just flips it right to him, runs it in, like you said, untouched.
And now DeSmet has their first lead of the day. Extra point is good. 21-14. DeSmet gets their first lead of the day. The next offense looking to respond.
And John Merritt called a great drive there, mixing in some passes and runs, kept Nixa guessing, and there with that great trick play at the end to get them in for the touchdown. Took up a hunk of time off the clock as well. If I'm Nixa, I'm taking notes from that because their run game's starting to get figured out. We've talked about it so much, and they got to start passing, in my opinion. The pass looked well, just flags have taken them back.
(21-14). Spartans lead the Eagles. Nixa looking to respond. Caught by Rivera at the 10, he muffed it. Picks it up, running up the middle. Down at the 22, and that's where Adam McKnight and the Nixa offense will take over. We're going to throw a QR code on the screen if you want to take a chance to support Nixa Live. Scan that QR code, donate any amount of money, donate any items we'd like. Anything is appreciated. We've used everything we've been donated all year. Batteries, cameras, mics for on-field reporting. It's been a blessing, and we thank you guys so much for everything you donate. Scan that QR code right there. First and 10 for Nixa on their own 21-yard line. Looking to even this game up. Wildcat Ribera rolling right side. Hits a wall, bounces off a couple defenders. He'll get an extra one. It'll be 2nd and 8. After a 2-yard gain for him.
And Kirkwood kind of had a weak defense we saw, and they were able to run that play. It looked like 20 or 30 times to just Wildcat to Ribera, but kind of sniffing it out now.
That possession for DeSmet was their longest possession time with 4 minutes and 43 seconds. McKnight looking. Flint going upfield. Here's the deep ball to Flint. Overthrows him about 3 yards in front of Kevon Flint as McKnight was getting rushed.
Yeah, he was getting pressured there from pocket was collapsing. He was looking for Flint on a screen, but it just wasn't there. Corner bit up onto it, and Flint went deep, and McKnight just had to get it out.
3rd and 7 now for Nixa. Kevon Flint was so close to that football as he was wide open. If he would have caught that, had his cornerback showing about 4 yards. 21-14. Trips out left to McKnight. He rolls out left immediately, looking for somebody, using his feet, tucking the ball. Jukes one defender, but won't get anywhere else. He'll get 1 yard, and that sets up 4th down. And now Nixa going to be forced to punt.
Great coverage deep from these senior safeties and cornerbacks, almost across the board they are. And just veterans of the high school football. Big time moment up for them, and they're able to lock down in the secondary and force McKnight to try to use his legs and force Nixa to punt for their 2nd time.
Vincent back to punt for the Eagles. Here's the punt from Vincent. High but short. Oh no, was gonna get a good Nixa bounce, but it hits an Eagle, and it will be down at DeSmet's 43-yard line.
Yeah, not a great punt. It was in the air for too long.
And now Nixa defense will take over once again. Looking to get a stop to Smet from getting up 2 scores in this state championship game. 5:31 remains in this third quarter.
And the last time Nixa was in this situation was against Lee Summit North when they needed their defense to come up big, and they did for them when the offense was in distress. So see if they'll repeat it once again here, because the offense needs them.
Handoff McCaster. Oh no. Big hole opens up and McCaster still spinning free. Has room to the left. He's going to take it all the way if Sullivan doesn't catch him. And he'll push him out at the 8. First down for Smet.
And a hole just opened up in the middle of the offensive line. They've been so good all game, and you think he was going to get stopped, but no, he spins away, breaks it outside like you said, and just his shiftiness he has to just know to spin right there, and his awareness. Just kind of a complete running back. He's got the speed, the moves, the vision.
First and goal at the 8. McCaster, no, Duff will keep it right side. And he'll be short. They're going to call him down as the ball came out. Nixa jumped on it. He was reaching for the pylon and couldn't get there. It'll be second and goal at the 1. Nixa has not trailed by 2 scores all year. Duff will keep it. Nobody's going to stop him from going into that one. Touchdown to Smet, and they're up 13 with an extra point to come.
And that stalling on that final drive of the first half is coming back to bite them as offense they got stopped, getting figured out by the Smet coaching staff and players, and the defense just looks tired out there, man. They've been out there so much, and it's just kind of all going downhill for Nixa right now as they just can't seem to find an answer on offense or defense. Smet is rolling. Their offense has been so efficient in the second half.
Extra points good. That puts them up 14. And now Nixa's going to need to respond. So now Nixa offense has got to get something rolling.
Yeah, they had that 3-and-out last drive, and just all the plays looked like they went nowhere. Most gain was 3 yards. They just couldn't do anything. And they've been a run-heavy team all year, but now it's looking like they might have to resort to the pass, and desperation that the Smet team is just going to keep stopping them.
And we want to give a shout out to our Platinum Live sponsor, Air Services, All Services. Thank you for everything you do good for us. We really appreciate all your support. 28-14. Nixa trails, but still a lot of football to be played. So it looks like they're lining up for something onside-ish, it looks like. Pooch kick to the left side. Caught. Has some blockers, moves forward, will be down at the 36. And now Nixa offense looks to respond from there. Never been in the position all year. And now they get into it in the biggest spot. The biggest show, you could say.
The Show Me State Bowl.
Here in Columbia, Missouri.
Nixa's got to show everyone what they got now, down 2 scores. Are they really the team that they've lived up to being, like, why they're in the state championship? They got to show it now right here. Can they come up in big situations? This is the biggest one they've been in all year.
Wildcat again. Ribera is swallowed. He lost about 5 there.
And this defensive line, I'm watching them. They see McKnight move, and they know exactly where to go on this offensive line because they know that they're shifting right. And they're just on him every time. And that play they might have to go away from because they just know what's coming.
2nd and 14. Snap, screen pass, Flint, right side, has a man in front of him, and he's pushed out after about, oh wow, a late push there. Flag flies. First down for Nixa on an unnecessary roughness penalty. He had about 6 there, had it set up for about a 3rd and 8, and then a late push out of bounds pushes Nixa forward an extra 15.
And they're going to have 3 penalties for 33 yards after that one. Nixa's 0 for 0 right now, as I'm hearing booing from the Smet side, but just penalties is kind of what's keeping Nixa in the game right now and keeping them out as well with the touchdown called back. Keep hearing those horns or whatever. I don't know what they are all game.
I'm
annoying me.
I'm regretting this microphone for crowd noise. It's going right in my ear now. 1st and 10 for Nixa. Ball on to Smet's 46, as there will be a timeout called by DeSmet, their first of the half. And a crucial mistake. An unnecessary roughness gives Nixa a new set of downs, but they look to score here and cut the lead to 1. DeSmet been very impressive offensively so far. They've been in full control in every drive they've been in, haven't had many negative plays.
Yeah, they average 8 a play, which is insane efficiency, and almost getting a first down every time they snap the ball. So just shows that the Nixa defense just is kind of getting outworked right now. And here we see them huddling around the TV, looking at what they're doing wrong and trying to fix it. We know Rob Richardson, he helped them at least Summit North game to come back like we've talked about, and they're going to need it here. This is the game they've been waiting for all year, and now down 14 points, they got to show something.
You mentioned a little bit about how that not scoring at the end of the first half could be coming back to haunt Nixa right now as they trail 2 scores. Handoff for Burrow, left side, stumbles over his own feet. He gets 2. 2nd and 8. As the interior of the defensive line is beginning to come awake.
Well, it's just, they're just expecting the run every time. I mean, I feel like I'm saying the same thing, but that's just simply what it is. Nixa just ran the ball so much. Roberta's 30 carries, McKnight is 11. They just know what's coming every single time. And 30 carries for 112, 3.7 average for Roberta. It's kind of low for him.
Under center is McKnight. Snap. No snap, actually. Fakes the handoff, rolling right. We've seen this play once. Finds Flynn on the rolling route. He gets the first down a little bit more. Down at the 30-yard line. And wide open was Flint. No coverage. A little play fake from McKnight, rolling right. And he finds Flint for enough to move the chains. First down, Eagles.
Yeah, and I thought McKnight was going to keep it there, but he just flips it forward to Flint, which was the good decision as they'll get more yards. And see, like right there's a good play, bootleg out to the right, and it opened up the defense. Just kept. They didn't know it was coming. It kept them guessing, and I think they just need more play calls like that.
31, check down to Flint. Vincent immediately gets the first, and now they're starting to get that pass game going, which is going to have to move those linebackers for DeSmet.
Yeah, and you hit it perfectly right there. The linebackers, they've been loading the box. They're going to have to come back and look for the pass, which opens up the run more, which is what DeSmet's been doing all game, why their offense has been so dominant.
1st and 10 at DeSmet's 19. Snap. Handoff for Burrow up the middle. As the box stops to be loaded, he gets his biggest handoff of the drive. He'll get 5, 2nd and 5. Excuse me. His biggest handoff of the day, not day, half. It's been a long day. That's what it's been. A lot of preparation. Really cold. It's getting to my mind, I think.
Yeah, but they're just – the defense was ready for the pass more there, and it opened up a hole for Roberta and less people for the offensive line to have to block.
2nd and 5. McKnight had pressure immediately. He rolled his legs. Taken down from behind. He might have gotten back to the line. May have lost half a yard. And now sit up 3rd and 6.
And I think they're going to go back to the pass here to try to get the first down. If they do get the first down, I think you maybe take a shot to the end zone to try to waste less time. Obviously, you're down 2 scores and get an easier score. Or
line to gain is at the 9. Ball's on the 15. 3rd down for this Nixa offense. Trips out right. McKnight. Wildcat for Rivera. Left side. Opens up. Gets the first and it'll be taken down at the 4. I think that play call worked because DeSmet wasn't expecting it. Down at the 4, and Nixa is 4 yards away from punching it in.
Yeah, and it worked because Ribeiro went to the opposite side of McKnight this time. Usually follows him to the right side or left side, wherever he goes, but McKnight motioned to the right, and Ribeiro chose the left towards Cantwell and Jensen, and the hole opened up, and he was able to get to the second level and down to the 4-yard line. And now Champ Porter comes in for more blocking.
2 tight end set like you mentioned with Porter in. Flint and Vincent, the only receivers on the field. Snap. Handoff for Burr left side, and Hill walks in the end zone untouched. 28-20. Nixa puts the game within 1 score. A beautiful drive from Nixa's offense. Gets them on the board for the first time in the second half with 1:06 remaining in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and that's huge for Nixa as they scored in the 3rd quarter, like you said, but it leaves more time on the clock for them and cuts into this lead as well, obviously. So.
And the extra point was missed. And that could come back.
I think I almost jinxed it. I said I was going to make it a 7-point game, but now 8 points is Nixa.
It donked right off the left upright, and now it's an only 8-point game, but still 1 score. We also want to take this time to thank Andrew Kaufman and the MSHSAA team for letting us do this audio-only broadcast. The warm press box here, hospitality has been really nice. We really appreciate you guys for allowing us to do this. It's been a blessing to cover this Nixa team all the way to this point. 1:06 left in this 3rd quarter, 28-20. DeSmet leads after that extra point is no good for Nixa. Nixa's defense yet to stop DeSmet on this second half.
Yeah, and while you're thinking, Andrew Kaufman, I think the Mizzou facility as well and staff there, they helped us kind of tour around the basketball arena, look at the production there, and it's a cool thing to look at, what we might do in the future, and just thanks Mizzou for letting us look around.
Jonah Field set up for a pooch kick. He's going to go onside this time, though, and it's touched way early. And they're going to call offsides, actually, not illegal touching. As that would have been a really, really great kick.
Yeah, would have, guessing bounced up in the air and give McKnight, I think that's over there, a chance to catch it.
Illegal formation is the call. So you have to re-kick here. Fields still set up in an onside position.
I thought they would maybe boot this farther. Yeah, just boot it down the field.
And now they're going to change the formation here.
Yeah, boot it down the field here, especially with onside. They'll more than likely in front of the 50 now.
And they're moving back 5 yards, and they'll be kicking from the 35 now. And now he's lining up for the onside again.
I wouldn't go for the onside kick here. Just because if you don't get it, then it's so far already in your territory. Pooch kick.
Pooch kick to the left side. Caught at the 38, and that's where DeSmet will take over. Nix is going to have to take a chance. Nix is going to have to make a stop, is what I'm going to say here.
Yeah, just this whole defense so far in the second half just hasn't really been there for Nixa. They've kind of just had their way with their defense so far through the passing and ground game. So they got to step up here, get some pressure on Duff, which we talked about he hasn't faced all day.
Flag will fly, and it might be on DeSmet.
Maybe going for a false start.
False start call into Smet. They move back 5 yards, set up 1st and 15 at the 33. DeSmet scored on their first 2 drives of the second half, and were scoreless for the rest of the half. They had 4 touches. 1 was a fumble, and then 1 was they were forced to punt. Duff back, hits a man after a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 7 for DeSmet.
And it just seems like none of the defensive coverages are working for Nixa. Whenever they drop into zone, there's always just a little spot that Duff's able to find, and whenever they go man-to-man, just Flint and McCoy Sullivan are letting the receivers get open.
2nd and 9. Looking left, now right. Duff, one-on-one coverage, deep ball. Ball is way overthrown. No flag for pass interference. Now set up 3rd and long.
And he was staring him down the whole time. I watched that whole route develop. I thought maybe Flint was going to bite on the double move that he had, but he stayed with him all the way. And like you said, way overthrown. And Duff's kind of had trouble on some deep balls tonight. And Nixa maybe throw a safety back there, use it to their advantage. But now 3rd and 9. This is a huge play for Nixa. They've got to get a defensive stop here.
DeSmet with the ball on their own 39. 3rd and 9. A crucial moment in this Class 6 state championship football game. 3 people motion to the right side. Another one moves left. Duff searching. Hits his man and he falls. Falls down short of the first. Took it about 3. Bring up 4th and 6, and now DeSmet's going to be forced to punt.
And that is huge for Nixa. Getting the stop there. Their defense has been just absent this whole second half, but there they come up big. And hopefully they'll get the ball back on offense and try to score. I think DeSmet's just going to let this clock run out.
They're going to get the punt off before the clock runs out. Bad punt. Sanborn's going to let it roll, and it's going to get a great DeSmet bounce and die at the Nixa 13-yard line. Into the 3rd quarter. We're going to step aside. Nixa trails 28-20. 12 more minutes to play in this Class 6 state championship football game. Welcome back here. That break sponsored by our platinum sponsor, Air Services, All Services. We're going to take a chance here to look at our short crew for today. Small one. Teacher Jordan Burns, Aiden Hopkins, play-by-play announcer, Brady Richard Culler, and graphic specialist Evan Brett and Emmett Graves on down taking photography for us. Nixa takes over on their own 13, down 8 in this Class 6 state championship. Meltebarger and Porter motion. McKnight, Wildcat, Ribera goes left side. He'll get 2, 2nd and 8.
Just 2 yards on that carry for Ribera.
Imagine there's one play that at some point Ribera does end up passing it. Second and 8. Tries to get him to jump. 2nd and 8. Once again here. Snap. Handoff up the middle. Ribera will get 1 or 2. He'll get 1. It'll be 3rd and 7.
And I don't understand. I feel like Nixa should pass the ball more on second down, because you go double run and then third down, you're just kind of forced to pass the ball, and then if they stop you, you have nothing left. So I feel like if they went pass on second down and then get into that yardage more, then third down would be much easier. But now they have another 3rd and long.
3rd and 7. Looks like Smet jumped off sides just a little bit, and Flint falls on the screen pass.
Yeah, just a low throw from McKnight, and he had to scoop low to pick it up, and it's going to be a 3 and out for this Nixa offense, I think.
It looked like Smet jumped just a tad on that defensive end, but no call, and Nixa will be forced to punt after a great defensive stand last drive.
Yeah, and that's just so devastating for this Nixa team. The defense played their butt off last drive and got the stop that they needed, and then the offense just comes out and puts up a dud 3 and out, and now the defense, I'm sure they're tired, will have to come back out and try to get another one.
Low snap on the punt. Vincent, this one's way better. It's just going to keep rolling. A beautiful bounce. It'll die right exactly on the 30. So Vincent flips the field. Smet's going to have 70 yards to work with to hopefully try to go up 2 scores again for them.
Yeah, and you think about Nixa's deficit here and how big their team has to come up, but just think about those flags that were called in the first quarter. That is the reason this isn't tied right now, that holding and pass interference and the drop. Just Nixa could easily be in this game, but they've just kind of shot themselves in the foot.
28-20.
Forces their defense to have to come up big here.
Handoff left side, McCaster. No hole really opens up, but he makes some room. He'll get 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
And that's just good patience and following his blocks there. Just sits right behind his lead blocker, and he makes the path for him to follow and picks up an easy 4 yards.
Handoff. No, Duff keeps it. Trying to break away, but can't. Spins out of 1, but can't get out of the other. He'll lose 2.
And there was Reed Wilson there coming in clutch for the Eagles to force this 3rd down. Loss of 1 now.
3rd and 7.
And Reed Wilson, he's been huge this whole playoffs. Coming up big for the absence of Carter Fangro, who I know is missing this game hard.
Duff steps back, has McCaster wide open, and he dragged down in the open field, and a great tackle there. And McCaster was wide open.
Yeah,
and out of the chains.
They made Nixa think they were going to run the ball, loaded the box, but they used McCaster's speed to throw him to the outside, and no one was expecting him to go, and Parker Mann just had to follow and was late. But a good open field tackle to stop a touchdown.
Duff stepping back, finds McCaster again. He'll slide about 1 yard short.
Tried to.
2nd and 1.
Yeah, slide to keep the ball in bounds, to keep this clock moving, and just over 8 minutes left. Smet can score here. It's looking bad for Nixa.
2nd and 2. Handoff right side, McCaster will get the first. His helmet flies off. As he was trying to be dragged down, his helmet flies off, pops in the air. Jacob Grimm forced that one to fly. No face match, though. I think it was just a popped hit. And McCaster's going to be forced to come out for a play.
Yeah, just the toughness from drive from McCaster. Helmet pops off, like you said, and he just keeps going. Just love for the game. That's all that is. And he's willing to fight to get this state championship.
28-20. Duff fakes the handoff. Great coverage from Nixa, but Duff is going to be able to use his legs. Flag flies for holding. Duff's going to run right. A lot of room, but won't matter much as they're going to lose 10.
Yeah, they had 99 coming off the edge. It's Aiden Sigmund, he was flying over and held and wasn't able to get the sack. It'll be 1st and 20 for Nixa.
So 1st and 20 for the Smet. Their holding penalty sets them back 10.
And this is the stop or penalty Nixa needed. 1st and 20, just keep everything in front of you. Don't let them get anything big down the field.
Duff will hit McCaster, overthrows him, 2nd and 20. McCaster was open. Had Grimm waiting for him.
Yeah, and I think I've watched that play many times this drive. They just got that wheel route to get confusion on the linebacker to follow him and then just throw out McCaster, and he's usually wide open, but right there, overthrown ball. Now 2nd and 20, Nixa defense. Like I said, just don't let anything big up. Keep everything in front of you. And make sure they're short of the 1st down. Best case scenario, don't let them near field goal range.
2nd and 20 to Smet. Oh no, pocket collapses immediately. Getting rid of it, thrown short. 3rd and 20. And the DeSmet offensive line is blown up.
And
had a receiver in the area, so no intentional grounding as Duff got rid of it.
And I'm assuming DeSmet goes for a screen here or run, just kind of submit. You don't want to let up a turnover here and give Nixa a good field position. So just a screen maybe to get a chunk play or a run, but they might push it downfield. You never know.
3rd and 20. Tries to get him to jump. They flinch but don't jump off sides. Duff getting the play call. Snap. McCaster rolling out. Duff looking deep. Has a man up the middle. But he's going to be short. Tackled by Parker Mann. It'll be 4th and 8 at the 42. And now the punt unit comes on.
And that was a big-time open tackle from Parker Mann. Not letting them get any extra yards or even attempt at the 1st down. Just wrapped him up textbook. The senior brought him down.
Here's the punt. Short one. But it's going to roll. And going to be short, but he fell in the end zone.
I think they're going to say the momentum took him in the end zone.
So it will be down at the 2. But he didn't have full control until he got in the end zone. That's where it's going to become a question. He was bobbling in at the 2. Walked in the end zone. And now Nixon's going to have to go 98 yards if they want to score in this drive.
And with the missed extra point from Kamke, they have to get the 2-point conversion after. That's if they do score, but right now, first thing that's in their mind's got to be score the touchdown.
Ball on Nix's 2. 6:30 remaining in this state championship game for Class 6. McKnight stepping back. Has Vincent, but there's a safety hanging there. And it's not picked off, incomplete. Oh my goodness, it was in his hands. But McKnight had to get rid of it before he got tackled for a safety.
He could have thrown a back shoulder ball outside near the near sideline if he wanted to. That was probably the best option for Vincent there, but kind of just threw it up into double coverage. Right there, risky pass and fortunate it wasn't intercepted. White Vincent had to play defensive back there for a second.
Second and 10 on their own 2. Nixa pinned deep in their territory. Snap. McKnight will keep it up the middle. He'll get 4. Now we're looking at 3rd and 6.
And I like that run from McKnight there. Just make the 3rd down easier.
Give him some breathing room here.
Yeah. Have all 3 timeouts. So if you don't get this, you could put it away. But based on how the defense is, you're so deep in your territory, it's kind of a pickle you're in.
Vincent and Flint to the right of McKnight. Snap. McKnight looking right for Flint. Nothing's open. Going deep for Vincent. Has some room. In and out of his hands. He had the catch, but he can't make it. And now it'll be 4th down. And now Baldwin's going to have to make a crucial decision, and Perry's going to send out the punt unit.
And he goes for Vincent again. He had him earlier, and he hauled it down. The penalty brought it back. And he had it in his hands, like you said, just can't bring it down. 2 crucial drops from these receivers this game. And that one comes in one of the worst spots.
Snap. Vincent on the punt. A good one. It'll roll. Wow. Whew. It'll roll all the way to Smet's 41. And now their offense take over, and now Nixa needs another big defensive stop. Only thing saving them so far has been penalties.
Yeah, that holding penalty is really what set up that stop last drive. They were getting drove on easily, but the holding helped them. So we'll see if the defense can come up big.
Motion in the backfield for the Spartans. Duff rolling. Nobody to throw to. He'll check it down, but it'll be incomplete. 2nd and 10.
And that's good for Nixa because 1, downs over 2, it stops the clock. So now at 5:19, all 3 timeouts.
Motion in the backfield, jet sweep left side. Comes out a couple tackles, now set up 3rd and about 7.
And that's good open field tackling from behind. I think it was Thompson in there. It would have bring him down and not let him get any more like he's usually fought for this whole game. And now the crowd's into it. It's loud. Biggest moment of the game here.
3rd and 7, trips out right for the Spartans. Ball on their own 44. Duff stepping back. Has a man on the crossing route. He dropped it. He dropped it. 3rd and 7 is incomplete. 4th down.
And the Nixa defense gets kind of bailed out again there, but that drop is crucial because now they have to punt the ball. Clock stops. He had the lane to turn upfield and get 10 more yards, it looked like. But this Nixa offense just can't they just can't shake off Nixa. They're just hanging on by a thread.
Here's the snap on the punt. Low snap and bad punt. Flint's going to pick it up, though, and try to run. He'll be down at the 30. And, man, that was risky.
Frisky.
Frisky, risky, same thing. Lots of time here for Nixa's offense to roll. I think you got to open with the pass play here.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like they might. This is where I said Smet scoring so fast, except they didn't score. But Nixa, they might try to run the whole clock down here and take it to OT, but that is if they get the 2-point. But they got this biggest drive of the year of their lives.
Empty set. McKnight screen pass Rivera. Blocked by Vincent. Makes a man miss. Jukes another. Still going. Gets the first down. Flag flies.
And ideal for Nixa here, you score without using a timeout if you don't get that 2-point conversion.
Flag flies at the end of the play. Personal foul on Nixa. And a beautiful play to move the chains to start the drive. Will set Nixa back.
And I think that's Nixa's first of the game.
But they'll reset the down, so it'll still be first down because they got the first. It was after the play.
So they just are where they started at, basically.
Yep. McKnight, empty set, 5 receivers wide. And
just Smet, I think, is going to call one.
Smet's going to call about second of the half. I don't know what the personal foul was there. Must have been something after the play, something said we probably couldn't hear. These Mizzou chairs are very squeaky. Is that me? Is that my chair or yours?
It's yours.
Why is everywhere I go I have a squeaky chair? I mean, at Nixa Stadium I have a squeaky chair. I mean, I just unlucky, I guess.
And I think you said Nixa needed to start with a pass, and they went 5 wide before the timeout was called with Rivera. And I think, yeah, they're going back to it here.
Same formation. 4:21 remaining. McKnight will keep it. QB draw. He'll get 2. 2nd and 8.
And they're just waiting a pass formation to get it less clustered up the middle, but running the ball here keeps the clock moving, so.
Rivera to the right of McKnight with 3 receivers wide. McKnight. Screen pass Flint. Flint moving forward, gets the first down a little bit more. He waltzes out of bounds.
Johnson.
43. That is Barron Johnson. His jersey's rolled up, so I can't see a number. But Barron Johnson gets the first, and good to see him involved in this passing game, as he's definitely taken a confidence hit ever since that Lee Summit North game. And I'm glad to see him back in this one.
Yeah, and he comes up big now on that first down and gets out of bounds. So good catch and run by Johnson. He comes up huge.
4 wide. McKnight tries to get the Smet to jump off sides. They won't. McKnight giving the audible call to his offensive line. Wildcat Rivera, left side. Hole opens up. He'll get hit hard. He'll get 2, though. It'll be 2nd and 8.
DeSmet was just all over that one again with that Wildcat to Rivera, and they've been all over it all night, and nothing changed there.
McKnight under center. Flint motions. McKnight rolling right, using his legs. We got 3 yards short, 4 yards short. Nope, back to 3. Okay. 3rd and 3. One ref spotted it one way, the other one saw the other. He's got to
meet in the middle.
3rd down and 3 for Nixa.
I saw McKnight looking downfield on that last bootleg, and I was just praying in my head, don't throw it, don't throw it. He makes a smart decision again and runs it for the first down.
Snap, handoff for Burra. Left side, hole opens up. Got some green turf in front of him. Tries to make another miss, but he's walloped by a total squad of, I keep forgetting what their name is. Trojans. I almost said Trojans again, so I had to stop. This is bad.
An army of Spartans.
Army of Spartans. That was a good one. Good thing you're taking my play-by-play after this game.
Someone didn't pay attention to history.
First and 10. McKnight fakes the screen pass. Looking for someone. Pocket collapses using his feet. Big hit, and the ball came out. He got 3 as he picked up the ball. Clock is continuing to wind down as someone for Smet is down. Down on the field is Ivory Brown Jr. That's not right. It's probably 87. David no? I don't know. The guy that says he's down, you said 37, this is a quarterback. This is where we use my handy-dandy binoculars to see where this one is. Can't see anything because the trainer's covering him, so that's not good. Hoping he's okay. So it'll be second down for Nixa at the Smet's 31. It was 97. Titan Davis, and that's a big loss for the Smet. He's going to come off for a play. Hopefully he's okay, as he is their prime
pass rusher.
He's lethal. Second and 7. Ball on the 32. Snap. McKnight looking left. Has Flint on the screen pass. Flint rolling left outside. Gets to first a little bit more. Ball came out though, but they're going to say he was out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds right where the first down marker is, and man, that is, whew.
Give me
first down for Nixa.
Give me flashbacks to the Panthers game last week.
This guy's always thinking about the Panthers.
It ruined my whole day.
Pistol formation.
Literally same exact play, same exact scenario.
Meltebarger motions. Screen pass again for Johnson. Johnson cuts up field, gets dragged down by an army of Spartans. Second and 6, ball on Smet's 21-yard line. 1:45 remaining in this fourth quarter. Handoff for Burrow up the middle. Trucking along with an offensive line. He'll be about 3 yards short, 3rd and 3.
And Nixa, I think they're keeping these timeouts healthy. I think they're doing the right thing. They're not calling one. They haven't had to. They've drove down this field well, and you're hoping that you keep all of them just in case you score and need to play defense. Possibly can get a stop.
3rd and 3. Wildcat McKnight. He just be Rubura up the middle. He gets swallowed up. 4th down.
I think there you got to burn a timeout and go over the play, but I don't. 3rd and 3, and you run the play that they've been stopping all day. I just don't really. I wish they would have called something else there to give them a better chance of picking it up.
Timeout, Nixa, with 1:09 remaining in the 4th. The 4th and a short 2. That was a long. It's a long 2, actually. Sorry, I forgot. I was thinking where the ref was at.
With how dominant this defense has been all day, this up front, these 5 up front, just eating up Nixa. And that's what I said pregame. This is going to be the trenches. Whoever wins the trenches is going to win the game. And right now, just Smet is. I think maybe you roll out McKnight and try to get him someone on a drag route or an out route on a play action. Load the line and have a tight end roll out with McKnight and try to get an easy first down. But I don't know if I run it here.
Titan Davis still yet to return for the Spartans. 4th and 2. State championship on the line. McKnight rolling right. Has nobody. Sack, ball came out. Smet picked it up. And Smet is a minute away from grabbing their third state title.
Nixa does have 2 timeouts, though.
Nixa has 2 timeouts.
They have a shot on defense.
And they got to force a 3 and out here.
And they did exactly what I thought they should. Just the defense was all over it and kind of nowhere for McKnight to go, and he ended up fumbling it.
Snap. Handoff McCaster, left side. He'll get 1. Timeout immediately called by Nixa.
And it's not looking good for Nixa. They don't have the play clock up, so I think it's 40 seconds. Only 2 timeouts. If they can get a quick stop here, then they'll run the play clock down. It'll be single digits, and then just run it again from there.
Second and 8, 52 seconds remaining. McCaster up the middle. With some room, breaks away for a little bit more. Open field. And Jaden McCaster will punch it in for a touchdown. And Smet is the state champion for the 3rd time in program history.
McCaster has just been all over them all game, running around. He's got 12 carries for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. There was his longest. That one was 70. And he sends the dagger into Nixa's heart for the state championship.
Extra point is good, and Smet will go up 15.
And obviously there still is a way for Nixa to win this game, but it's very far-fetched and kind of out of reach.
.40 seconds left. And Nixa will need a miracle in this one. Only 1 timeout remaining. Squib kick. Rivera will take it up the middle. It'll be dragged down at the 22. So you're going to need a deep shot real fast with 1 timeout.
You're going to need a deep shot, onside kick, and then another deep shot if they even want a chance. And they also have to get a 2-point conversion with one of those touchdowns.
Snap. McKnight looking. Finds Roberto on the check down. He'll get swallowed up about 3 yards short of the first down. 2nd and 7. 25 seconds on the clock. McKnight giving the audible to his team.
I thought they'd use the timeout there.
Snap. McKnight looking. Deep. Johnson intercepted. And he'll slide down. 8 seconds left on the clock.
And there, McKnight just trying to make some magic happen for Nixa. The little chance that they had, and picked off. He's had a great season this whole year. His first year starting his sophomore year, and his whole team has just been amazing. Come up short in the state championship.
And for the calling a flag.
Calling a flag with 6 seconds remaining.
Gonna back him up 5 yards.
Called illegal formation.
And they're going to run the clock out. And for the first time since 2019, the Smet Spartans are on top of Missouri. Nixa, in their first state title game since 2014, falls by 15 to Smet. I want to thank you all for watching us for 14 games or listening to us either way. We really appreciate it. I thank Jordan Burns for giving this opportunity, Brady for being such a great color guy, everyone, the Nixa Live crew for helping us every week. We really appreciate it. And we want to thank you guys for all your support. Basketball and baseball is still to come for me, so you can't get rid of me just yet, but a little sad to see football go. Nixa ends the season 13-1. And Smet improves to 12-2 with a state final. That's to be all for us. Have a great night, everybody.